Tonight, we also honor his supporting cast for a lot of those 23 years. Standing behind me are his immediate family and extended family. Son Adam, his wife Jolene, daughter Sydney and Allie, son Robert. Son Casey, his wife Mary, daughters Kirsten and Carly, and son Dylan. Sister Terry Bean and her husband Hal, their son Aaron, his wife Corinne, and their son Nate. Sister-in-law Shirley Sherry and her husband Ed. In-laws John and Wendy Lee. Former assistant coach Lyle Blue and his wife Kathy. Coach Doug is on his way. We'll be here shortly. Former assistant coach Steve Leishman and his wife Dee. And Rock and his wife Susan.
This is the Rock.
For those of us that played for Coach Fisher, we remember him like it was yesterday. The bear crawls, the stairs, we all did them. But we also don't understand whose driving force and support really was. It still is. Only she knows exactly how much time they gave, how many nights in school, dedication to the students and athletes, and forever. Almost every week, she was prepared to post everywhere on the sweater. Simple, presentation, and support. It's appropriate for those popular role players in red, white, and yellow, really matching our school colors. Up above and behind the home bleachers, underneath the lettering for the field, there's a flower bed area that's been adopted and recognized as a program. As of right now, there are 18 rose bushes that we planted in a river white and yellow pattern on Susie for the radio support dedication. Not only to her husband, but also to her sons, community school, students, and athletes. Before every game, we would say, as a team, all 48. A simple reminder for us that we are especially with them to look at everything we have after the game. Everyone is involved in soccer and football and 48 is understand, pride, and purpose. A simple reminder of that saying, we will eventually have 49 girls versions of Susie's daughter. 16 of each color, all donated by Christ, who were impacted by getting Susie in some way. Above the world's garden, there will be a plaque for Susie that has the following message from Coach Fisher. Susie Fisher, this is the beginning of your day. You compare a rose and meet a bear when every football game and coach is athletes at high school. The rose came from our rose garden, and feels for it. The land is free and yellow. The beautiful small and loving life. We raised our family and attended every game at Warren's for 3 years. We mended jerseys and pants, cooked meals and baked coffees and cookies and helped support the players over the years. Yes, we also want to do tonight through the onions, toast, love, Coach Ed Fisher, Thank you. The accomplishments that were amassed. In 1974, after spending 2 seasons in Oregon and 1 more at the University of Hawaii, Ed Fisher led his first South Florida football team on the field to play Pickering. The game they lost 14-7. Unbeknownst to many, that first year established as trademarks what was become Ed Fisher smashing out football. A tough, physical style of play in all 3 phases of the game. They gave up only 10 points a game and finished 5-4. The first winning season in 12 years. In the first 53 years of South Kitsap football, prior to new rival Coach Fisher, South Kitsap won a total of 210 games, an average of just under 4 per year. In his 23 years of origin, he won 197 games, lost just 49, an average of 8.5 wins per season. Only 2 losing seasons. Finished with 19 consecutive win seasons in which he never lost more than 2 games of the season. Those 19 years accounted for 181 of his wins, an average of 9.5 wins per year. The playoffs became expected when it was South Kitsap football. He finished his head coaching career with 17 straight playoff appearances, a 26-16 playoff record, only 17 regular season losses in his final 19 years, 7 semifinal appearances, 3 state championship appearances, and we're waiting. We have it. I had an excerpt from the last 10 seconds of the state championship. So, we'll wait a little bit longer. Down on technology. Then that one state championship in a magical 1994 season, which unbelievably is 25 years ago. Coach will tell you that's the players. Coach Fisher coached 3 that went to the NFL. Andrew Peterson, Tony Coates, and Benji Olsen. There were 6 All-Americans, 25 All-State, and 20 that earned a full ride Division I scholarship. And there are too many players to count to play at 7 Division I schools. After leaving coaching in '96, he became the director of athletics at North Central and Spokane, Washington. In his spare time, he helped his son Adam coach football at East Valley in Spokane. After retiring from education, he became a health specialist, consultant for every company that manufactured helmets. He educated everyone, coaches, members of U.S. Congress, the Consumer Product Safety Commission, and attorneys regarding helmet safety. His expertise is being sought out by the commissioner of the NFL. Currently, his only job is as an expert witness for helmet companies and lawsuits for claiming that he seeking damages related to a traumatic injury. Other than that, this was time home in Arizona with his wife and family that plays golf. Coach Fisher, we thank you for your service to our students, athletes, and community. We'll be back with skilled play today and so many. Today, our former assistant coach, please stand. You're out there, over there probably. Every player, every forward player, please stand, give a wave. Every forward student, please stand. Anybody that was impacted by Coach Fisher at any time, please stand. When I speak to everyone, when I say congratulations and thank you, it's been a long time coming. And now Coach Fisher.
Thank you, Eric, for the kind words. I am humbled and honored to stand here this evening. This honor belongs to so many people who are involved in the program that worked so hard over the years. To Parks Bransley, DJ Singleton, and Eric Canton, thank you for all of your leadership, support, and hard work to make this event happen. Steve Reichman and Lyle Blue, thank you for your 23 years of coaching, teaching, and friendship. You were and are the best. To Adam and Casey, thank you for your time and effort on the field. From ball boys to charting plays to playing some great football, you were wonderful. I greatly cherished our time when we were at home, in the classroom, and on this field while you were growing up. To Susie, you were the strength of the family. You provided us a loving home. You organized us, sent us off to school each day, and then got us to church on Sundays. The events of tonight would not have happened without you by my side. Thank you. To all the coaches, and to each one of the players, your commitment to hard work, your commitment to discipline, and then the effort that you put out on this field was incredible. Your performance is what made this program what it was. Simply the best. To the administration, the staff, the teachers, the students, parents, and fans of SK, there was none better. A huge thank you to all of you for that support. To Dan Erickson, all the best and be the change, go Wolves. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Up behind you on the field, on the building, excuse me, is our new sign with the name of our new field. Well, this time officially, 25th anniversary of our state championship. I'm honored and proud to say welcome to Ed Fisher Field. Let's go to the line.
Welcome everyone to South Kitsap High School, Kitsap Bank Stadium, and a newly dedicated Ed Fisher Field for our first broadcast of the season. We're coming to you live right here on SKTV, Wave Digital Cable Channel 2205, and we're also streaming this game live in high definition on YouTube. You can find a link to the game by going to the school district homepage, click on the YouTube link, and you can watch the game in high definition. Tonight the Wolves are taking on the Roger High School Rams. I'm Phil Nenninger. I'm here with Brian Pickard and D-Rod Rodriguez, and we are going to be giving you this announcement tonight at this newly dedicated field. We're going to take this to the field for the national anthem.
Bill, right there. Bill.
Football.
That is the South Kitsap Band presenting our national anthem under the direction of Gary Grams, and that is our fantastic NROTC presenting our colors tonight. Like I said, with me tonight is Brian Pickard and D-Rod, and we're here on the 25th anniversary of our last state championship. And Wolves have had a very difficult 2 seasons coming up, and they have a new coach again this year.
Phil, I attended a couple of the preseason practices, and there's a new life to it. There's a lot of positive, upbeat, and one of the first rules that he instilled is that we don't talk about last season. We're looking forward, looking ahead, which is a good positive way to look at it.
I think the new coach has got a lot of, as you say, Brian, a lot of positive
vibe, really.
and it brings a lot of fresh, new feeling to the SK program. And no better way to kick it off than the dedication of Ed Fisher Field here tonight. And I have a feeling that the football team is going to be playing a great game tonight for a lot of the former players that were here in attendance to help with the dedication of that field tonight.
And one of the things to notice right away is we have a lot more players this year. The program we had a total of around 85 players last year. My understanding is there's almost 130 who are out there signed up this year. That has to help.
When 2 weeks out from the home opener, and I was talking to the coach, and at that time it was, I think he told me it was 127, and there were still some coming out. So great turnout. They're going to field 3 full teams: varsity, JV, and C squad. And I know both of you in your past and whatnot know how important that is to the program to build. Not only for this year, but for the future as well.
It's essentially the farm system of a high school football team is having those C team and JV squads, so you can keep those people, those guys coming up into the system so they know what's going on, and so you can keep your system going. And I think as here moving forward, we're going to be able to build those programs, keep them going, and really feel into the varsity team. And I know we had a bit of a rough patch last week with the opener, but I expect to see better things and good things every week as we move forward through this season and seasons in the future under Coach Erickson.
Well, and certainly you have to give this program and Coach Erickson some time to build on what he's going. You know, we turned ahead and the 8th graders and 7th graders are playing football in the spring now, so I know Coach was down there, even though he wasn't officially with the district yet, trying to instill his program. So we have the towing course going on right now. Your Wolf captains are... Oh, hang on. There's one.
Ed Fisher and his wife Susie were honorary captains and joined the South captains out to the coin flip.
Good eye there, Brian. That's a nice, classy call to the officials letting that happen. That's a really cool deal tonight.
You know, as well as the larger turnout of kids that are playing, which is fantastic. Also, there's been a real return of some of the past coaches that have been brought along in our coaching. Eric Canton, former head coach. I don't have a list of the names in front of me, so I can't. Now I'm in trouble.
It feels like they got the band back together a little bit. Kevin Darcy's in there. Both of those guys, former players that played under Coach Fisher, guys that have been around and in education and in coaching in South Kitsap for decades, and to have them on the coaching staff, I think, is going to be a huge asset to the team in general. As South Kitsap is ready to kick off to Rogers from our right to left on this beautiful Friday evening.
Friday the 13th.
Ooh.
And if those clouds...
Funny things happen on Friday the 13th.
Break a little bit, we'll see a full moon. So how about that?
Fantastic.
I think that speaks well for a Wolves team.
Yeah, let's bark at the moon tonight, and let's see how these Wolves respond to last week's loss and come out here for their home opener.
And kicking off for Wolves is number 18. That's Chase Peterson. And back for the Rogers Rams is Tyrese Rios Trapp, number 1. And looks like Dean Minsoti's number 23. It is a little bit of wind out here tonight, so keeping the ball on the tee might be a little bit difficult. It's a little bit gusty. Times with no wind and time with a little bit of breeze. So
I'm kind of glad we're not. We didn't play last night. I don't know about you, Phil, but we had thunder, lightning, and there's the kickoff.
So the ball does proceed into the end zone in high school. That's an automatic touchback.
Nice kick.
That kick bounced right past the kickoff returner, and he had no chance to return it. A very good kickoff from the Wolves to start off this game.
So the Rams will start with the ball to 20.
Yeah, last night just instant downpour and thunder, lightning, and I'm glad that's passed. And we don't have it. We won't have a replication of last week's Husky game.
And
that was great that happened on Thursday night. So
and the good thing about this new field is no mud.
And the Wolves try to run on first down off the left-hand side. The Rams do, rather, and the Wolves are there to stop it. It's a 2-yard loss.
That is a fantastic start for this Wolves team and this Wolves defense to stop that off-tackle left attempt from the Rogers Rams, and that's the type of thing that will get a team charged up straight away.
And we have 2nd and 12, and the Rams are right up ready to snap the ball again.
No huddle.
Man motion coming through.
Another handoff up the middle.
It's a game of about, nice run, game of about 6 yards. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
They bring a man in motion from their left to right. It looks like a jet sweep. It's tough to defend that when it looks like they've got motion going on in the backfield. So I think the Wolves did a good job of snuffing out the run up the middle.
And the Bears are running more of a 3-4 defense this year, or 3-3 defense rather. Looks like with 5 backs, which in this league which is a passing league, can be beneficial.
We've got 2 wide receivers on each side, 1 back along with the quarterback. They look to the sidelines for the play that are signaled in by the coaches.
So first 2 have been running plays. Blitz coming. It's picked up. And we have...
Yeah, flags are down.
Flags are down. Incomplete pass, but it looks like it's going to be either holding or pass interference on South Kitsap.
Yeah, the Rams receiver was out and he stumbled. I think to the benefit of the defensive back for the Wolves. Too bad, because I don't think they would have completed that, and it would have been a punting situation for the Rams.
That was a fantastic opportunity for a 3-and-out statement from the Wolves and the defense, and it's unfortunate that there is some laundry on the deck early with those yellow flags.
So it looks like it was a holding call.
Still waiting for the signal. We're talking about it a little bit. Now, Phil, if it's holding, is it automatic first? I mean, I realize the yardage you probably give them first down, but as far as the rules there,
I believe in high school it's a 10-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
They're marching the teams back the other direction.
So that I think is just to get the yardage right. Yeah, they're marching off from line of scrimmage, that's all. So it is going to be against the Wolves.
and it's going to be first down for the Rams. Too bad. Wolves were playing some pretty stout D. That was just, I really think the South Kitsap player stumbled, which then tripped up the Rams receiver. Too bad.
Well, it's a good start for the Wolves defense, and we'll see if they can keep it up here.
We've got trips on the right side. They're looking to the sideline for the play.
And the back shifts over to the left side. And it's a pass play. Quick out to the far side. It's to number 1, Tyrese Rios Trap.
That was a big first down pass up the left sideline, dumped it out to the left flat, and really just tore up the left sideline. He's a real speedster, the number 1 for the Rogers Rams.
So that's a gain of 22 yards down to the Wolves' 39-yard line. Well, the Wolves are bringing looks like they're bringing a linebacker just about every play, a different backer each time, trying to confuse Rogers, which is,
I think it's a great idea. Mix it up with the different types of blitzes and packages, and try to, like as you say, Phil, to confuse the quarterback. And I think eventually we'll see some payoff in that department.
So we have a timeout on the field, looks like. We've got timeout Rams.
That's another great sign. Forcing team to call timeout early in the first quarter. As a coach, that's got to make you happy, because that means we got to talk about a few things. And it gives your defense a chance to take a breather and talk about a few things on your sideline as well.
So the Rams are marching. The Wolves had a chance to get them off the field. I think I agree if the backs hadn't tangled their feet, which is a tough call to make as an official. I think the pass actually would have been overthrown, but and the Wolves would come off. But
I agree with you, Phil, and it's unfortunate because I don't think it had a bearing on the play, and it would have been a 3-and-out for the Rogers Rams early in the first quarter here.
Well, when the Wolves defense came over to talk to the coach, all the coaches were around. Coach Erickson was fired up down there. seemed like he was really encouraging his players, and they came out and looked like they're fired up, ready to go here.
So we got 1st and 10 on the 39-yard line, man motion. Brings 3 receivers over to the right side. And another pass play, another quick out. And Wolves are right there gets him for a 4-yard gain.
Nice tackle.
Well, dumped it out to the left flat again, going for the same play where they picked up the 22 yards a few plays ago. But this time, Wolves tacklers at the ready and a nice open field tackle to keep that.
It's interesting. Each time they had that they've completed their 2 passes, they've had 3 receivers, and they've thrown to the weak side then.
Correct. 2nd and 6 coming up.
Here comes the jet sweep to number 21. He's going around the end. Fast young man. He's going to go all the way in for a 35-yard touchdown.
And the jet sweep worked that time. The Wolves unable to contain the speedster coming from, once again, the left to the right from the backfield of the Rogers Rams. Touchdown Rams.
Scary, guys. He's a sophomore.
Well,
He's got a little bit of speed going for him.
That's number 21, Cameron Beck from the Rams, and he definitely has the speed going. So on the kick, looks like it's going to be number 13, Ethan Ledier, and the holder's number 17, Riley Skladani.
Glad you're pronouncing those names, Phil.
Yeah, I'm butchering, I'm sure, but
did a great job.
Kick is up and good.
So here with 9:20 to go left in the first quarter, the Rogers Rams strike first, and it is a 7-0 lead over the Wolves here at the brand new Ed Fisher Field. That's got a good sound to it. Got a good ring.
It's got a great ring. You know, this field is a beautiful field. We have a replay coming up that touchdown. Let's see jet sweep, and they just seal the edge. Do a nice job. And
you could see where he was coming full speed.
He pretty much was untouched. I don't know if it was a corner. I think it was the outside linebacker that I saw him stumble, or I think it still would have been a big gain, but I think we could have kept him out of the end zone.
So Wolves are going to go ahead and receive right now, and back to receive is number 24, DeAndre Davis, and he's on the far side from our field view, and I didn't get the number. Looks like a number 18 maybe, Chase Peterson.
I'll be interested to see how this Wolves offense and special teams is going to come out here out of the gates. It's going to be good to see them with the ball in their hands.
And kicking off for the Rams is number 13, Ethan Letier.
Correct. Beautiful night here in Port Orchard. No rain yet. Still have some clouds, and apparently there is a full moon behind those clouds on this Friday the 13th.
Short kick.
They're going for the onside.
Oh, no.
They onside kicked it, and the Rogers Rams have recovered.
Got the ball.
They caught the South Kitsap Wolves unawares with an onside kick to the left towards their own sideline, and they were not able. The Wolves were not ready and were not able to recover that kick.
No one reacted to that, but it was interesting because it was a high kick, very short. 15 yards?
Yes.
Short kick to get you guys underneath it. You know, and both just weren't ready.
Heads up play if you get a kid that can kick it like that.
It took the Wolves off guard there, and they were not ready for it.
You know, that's been tried in the past, and the Wolves upbacks have fair caught that ball, which is what they should do. But they'll learn from that. It's the second game of the season. You know, hopefully that's a one and done type thing.
There's a blitz.
Little pass play again. Number 1, trying to get him on out this side, out on the right side.
Nice
Nice
tackle.
That's number 9, Tyson Carter with the tackle.
A pickup of about 8 yards with a pass out to the right flat. Tough for the Wolves defense to go. They essentially down that play they had a 1 versus 2, with our 1 being blocked, and so he had a lane to the right side towards the sideline, but a nice finish there from the Wolves defense on the tackle.
So we got 2nd and 1. I would kind of expect them to try to Graham just went up the middle. And here it comes.
Nice
right
call,
the middle.
Phil.
That's number 22, Raven Lund. No, I'm sorry, that's wrong roster. Titus Riddle.
I do like that even though he got through and needed 2 yards for the first down and got through there, that he was met pretty abruptly by a Wolves tackler and knocked him down to his keister pretty nicely and quickly. It's good to see some physical intensity from this Wolves defense.
Well, the Wolves have played D the whole time. We have yet to see the Wolves offense. There's a blitz.
So here comes the blitz.
They pick it up pretty well.
Oh, that's an interception for the Wolves at the 7-yard line. And the blitz pays off. Turnover, and the Wolves take over.
So that's number 37. Sam Canton was the pick. Here's a replay coming on up.
It's a deep pass.
Right down the middle. They're going for the strike right in front of the
blitz.
Right in front of
Rams
the
picked up the blitz pretty well, but Sam Canton steps right in front of it with the pickoff.
That's just reading the eyes of the quarterback, knowing that he's going down the middle. He leaves his end zone assignment and comes out and picks that ball off. Let's see this Wolves offense.
So Wolves are in the center for the first time I've seen that in a couple years. So we're up the field. They'll pick up a yard. That's Tyson Carter. Ezekiel Moore. I'm sorry.
The running back did a great job of following his blockers there. He just met his blockers and bounced off and tried to bounce it out to the left, and there was just not a lane there. But he did a good job of following the blockers and followed the formula, and I think that they're going to find some positive yardage eventually.
So second down for the Wolves. Go back for pass play. And the ball is intended for number 37, Sam Canton. We know he can catch. He caught that interception, but led just a little bit too far. And that was Hezekiah Moore with the pass attempt.
And that's a good play they ran. And it really, literally, I'd say less than a foot away from completing a nice big gain for a first down as we come up to 3rd and 9 with the Wolves backed up at their own 8 after the Sam Canton interception.
You know, we talked about the influx of players. Sam Canton is one. I've known Sam since he was a little guy. He's quite the athlete. He turned out for football this year for the first time at the Wolves. So, and there's lots more kids just like him that have done.
That was a busted play.
Busted play and great job.
Busted play, but they still managed to get 7 yards out of it, which brings up a 4th and 1. If you're Coach Erickson, it might almost be a thought to go for it here on 4th and 1.
Not this.
No, I don't think on your 16 at 7-0. So
Depends on your punter.
I like trick plays. We'll see what happens.
I remember about 10 years ago there was a trick play in Olympia that ran right about this end of the field and went for a touchdown. But
they do have 3 wideouts.
Well, it's because they had too many players. Wolf coming off the field last second. High snap, handled well.
Good punt.
Nice punt.
Very good punt. Nice.
It's a wolf roll.
Fantastic.
That is
inside the 30.
Excellent punt.
And it rolls inside the 30 of the Rogers Rams down to about the 28-yard line where the Rams will take over. Okay, so the fake punt / trick play didn't work, and I think the punt worked out way better. Good call, Coach Erickson. That's why I'm up here in the booth. And he's there.
That's a 56-yard punt, with no return.
An excellent punt, and a nice reward with that interception. Pins the Rams back towards their goal line.
So the Wolves back on defense after a 3-and-out. The offense definitely looks different than what we've seen in previous years, and a little bit more like what we saw before. Another quick out, this one over to our side of the field.
That's our good friend Cameron Beck, number 21. He's got some speed, as we know.
At some point, their Rogers Rams offenses dump out to the flat left or right, or jet sweep, or balls over the middle that did get picked off. But I believe that the Rams And eventually on one of these, because blocking is essential on those passes out to the flat, I think look for a holding call coming up on one of those plays coming up here to set him back a little bit.
This one's a run up the middle, and Wolves are there.
Wolves covered that well. Just about every play, they're blitzing somebody up the middle.
Yeah.
Rams have picked it up most of the time, but that time the Wolves had that ball carrier covered up.
Absolutely.
That was number 40. What did you get? 44? I don't have one on the roster, guys.
I do like the aggression coming from the Wolves side. In fact, you guys mentioned that they are blitzing almost every single defensive play, which tells the Rams there's no free plays and better have somebody to block because we're coming after your quarterback.
So that's a equipment change out substitution with a new middle linebacker coming in. And he's going right up the middle and past the left, broken tackles. Haven't seen many of that from the Wolves this year. And that's number 22, Tez Riddle.
I tell you, as far as the Wolves go, and any football team that prepares for a team that's got this misdirection going with the fake passes and the jet sweep fake handoffs, it's tough to defend that. You really got to keep your ears pinned back and your eyes open and see where the ball is.
One of the things we have to do is we've got to get some people up on the ends a little bit faster.
Agreed.
Here's a pass play, again, just out to the flats, Wolves is there. They only need a yard, unfortunately, on 3rd and 1. Looks like they are right at the first down marker.
Good force out by the Wolf defender there. Just as you mentioned, Phil, they only needed a yard and got enough for the first down. It looks like they haven't quite marked up the sticks yet. We'll see.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to have timeout for a measurement, folks.
Well, it depends on where the side judge determined where the ball went out. It looked from here as if he had picked up the first
They're
down.
giving the first down.
And the sticks are moving.
Yeah, I thought he was over. So we are keeping our own stats up here, and so I'm going to give you some, but just know that they're probably not exact. But right now we've got the Rams offense has put together 63 yards rushing and 38 passing on 2 of 3 from the pass.
Another blitz from the Wolves.
And here we come again around this right-hand side. Wolves are there for still going to pick up about 7 yards, almost 8 yards. So
Getting blocked off the edges. I keep mentioning this, but when a Wolf does meet Rogers Rams offensive player with the ball, they're putting a pretty good tag on him. So it's good to see that aggression. Keep hitting. Keep hitting them. So, and the Rams are blocking pretty well. They're doing a good job with blocking assignments, and the Wolves just have to keep trying to use their leverage against them.
And I think that in a nutshell is the problem we're having right now is the Rams are blocking really well.
Yep.
There's on whether it's a pass or it's a run, they've got at least two guys out there leading the pack, and there's only like 1 or 2 Wolves. And there's a blitz.
There it is.
That's a
Fumble, and it's a recovery for the Wolves.
Nice hit.
Nice
They
job.
did not pick him up that time.
No.
And the quarterback was almost in the throwing motion, but was not moving his arm forward. Wolves pounce on the quarterback and the ball. Second turnover of the game for the Rams.
Replay for you folks. Well-timed blitz by number 44. Ball's obviously out, and 72, which is Jacob Johnson, jumps on the ball. Great job.
Nice way to fall on the ball, Jacob. Sometimes guys will try to pick it up and run with it, but when you're 6'2", 283, just fall on it.
So Wolves have an excellent field position on their own 48-yard line. A lot better than starting on your 7. So while the Wolves got caught on that onside kick, they've gotten 2 turnovers so far.
It didn't look like the Rams quarterback was ready at all for that blitz. I don't think he saw it coming.
They'd done a pretty good job of picking it up, but not that time.
That's a new quarterback in. That's Rylan Bain in for the Wolves.
Goes for a pass up the left sideline. Fairly well defended, but had some space. Overthrew him just by about a yard.
I don't mind that overthrow because I think it would have been hard to complete that one.
He was well covered.
It was a tough one. Safety was coming over, was there.
Okay, we got 3 receivers on the left side here, the Wolves, 1 on the right and 1 up back.
Wolves run the ball.
Nice running play. Picked up about 3 or 4 yards.
Going to bring it down to the 48 of Curtis. Rogers. Sorry, Curtis next week.
And Roger,
I'm getting ahead of myself.
And Rogers did defeat.
I think
Curtis
you're thinking
last
of
week.
your good friend Curtis Rogers.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's it.
As long as you cover for me, Phil.
So
3rd and 6 coming up for the Wolves. Pretty important.
another pass play coming up.
And Bain, who is the quarterback? Is that Rylan Bain?
Rylan Bain.
He had him open. Ran the play very well, slightly behind the receiver.
We were
Tough
lucky
to
it wasn't
catch.
picked up the way that bounced up there. I thought maybe that could have been a pick 6. So
turned into a
glad it
draw.
wasn't.
Yeah.
4th down here. We going for it, coaches?
No, I think we are probably going to punt.
I think you're right.
So long snapper is Zoe Panzalinden.
And you got Chase Peterson as your punter. You got a good one last time. Let's hope he does this again too.
Hopefully we can pin him deep. That's a nice punt, fair catch. So the ball be at the 15-yard line. Rogers take over 1st and 10 at their own 15. So we have 2:50 or so left in the first quarter, and 7-0 Rams.
I think we've seen some great signs from the Wolves, not only from the offense but from the defense and the special teams. Good punts, an interception, a fumble recovery, and I really feel like a close game here at home is what we want, and it's showing great signs for this Wolf team, doing a great job of saying this is our field, this is our turf, and this is Ed Fisher Field. You're going to have to come here, and you're going to have to beat us.
Wolves getting caught. They after I think they had it timed well, the count timed well, and got that fumble. I think they went on 2 instead of 1 this time, so the Wolves get caught offside with a whole host of them coming across the line. But that's going to happen sometimes, and those are the chances you take, and I like that. That's nice and aggressive football.
Oh, absolutely. Keep going for it. Just make sure that quarterback's not bobbing his head.
So it's 1st and 5. And here comes the run play out the left-hand side. Wolves are there. No gain on that play.
Yeah, that's a nice play from the defensive side of the Wolves, keeping it to 2nd and 5. And
So we have some difficulty seeing the Wolves' numbers, so if we're not giving you names and stuff, the color scheme's just not great for being far away as we are.
As we said, we're moving from our left to right, and we are here about the 20-yard line of the Wolves. So tough for us to see on the other end of the field, but we do our best as usual.
So Wolves coming again, quick pass. Player catches, but he's down when he catches it, so that will be enough for a 1st down. Gain of about, looks like about 7 on that one.
Yeah, he caught up from his hind quarters there as the ball floated into him a little bit, and a little bit behind him, he just kind of slid into it, and as you said, Phil, enough for the 1st down. 1st and 10, Rogers at the 20.
Rogers shifting some players around.
That's about the
27 yards.
27.
Man motion. Again, jet sweep. Here it comes. Coming near side. Wolf is there, doing a great job. Much better job.
Got 2 or 3 there stringing that out, and you got help coming behind you. So
Still picked up 6 yards, but that's a lot better than a touchdown to 20 yards.
There's laundry on the deck, and I'm going to tell you, I think that's the holding call I've been looking for coming against the Rams.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely the holding call.
Nice call, Coach.
Just waiting for it.
So
They can only get so many wide open free lanes with legal holding until eventually you're going to just give up and hold a guy.
what is legal holding? Do you know?
It's what the referees don't see.
You keep your hands inside. Keep your hands inside.
So that said Rogers back 10 yards, 1st and 20.
Great, good sign for the Wolves here. The Rogers Rams, they have not necessarily enjoyed a ton of offense here in the first quarter, which is once again a good sign for the Wolves.
And we have that Friday night, Friday the 13th, full moon night going for us right
Absolutely.
now. So
Let's roll with that. I like that.
this is a
Blitz
pass
from the right
play.
side.
Blitz come in. Oh, no
Dropped.
ball, but dropped.
Dropped by a Rogers Ram. Is that their number one?
That's the
Number
number
one.
one.
Number one drops the pass. He actually had it, but I get. You know what I hear? You know what he heard? He heard footsteps, and I think that he got a little skittish there, and the ball just kind of bounced off his hands.
Wolves defense has been aggressive, and I like the fact that they're throwing in blitzes from all over. Most of it's coming up the middle, but that time there was a blitz from the right side, and they've made some mistakes or just couldn't adjust to the speed of the Rams. But they're playing hard, and a receiver like that's going to know that if he's going to catch that ball, he's going to be hit.
Yep.
And you think about that. Now the ball was low, but it's they're playing aggressive, they're playing hard.
Yeah.
Another pass play. No, it's a draw. Wolves are there. One missed tackle in the backfield, but it's still a loss of 3 yards, 15 yards. Excellent play, stringing that out.
I think that we're seeing a great sign from this Wolves defense tonight, a statement, if you will, about how it's going to be done, hard hitting, as you were talking about, Brian, and not allowing any of these big plays to keep happening. They gave up 22 yards on a pass play earlier and a jet sweep touchdown, and so far that's been about it here in the first quarter for the Rams.
So it is 3rd and 22 right now. So let's see if we can get the Rams off the field.
A little bit of a prevent. I mean, they're pulled back a little bit, but not a lot. It'll be interesting to see where the blitz comes from. Nowhere.
Long ball thrown right to Mr. Canton.
Oh, in his hands, knocked it away.
He did what he was supposed to do. He knocked it down. He didn't think he could catch it.
Is that Sam Canton again, number 37?
That's Sam Canton. I don't know if you're all aware of this, but here we come with the replay. This is of the down before where the Wolves were able to get that yardage down. So that was Trenton George with that tackle.
I'm sure he's coached to do that, but I almost think of where he was. If he would have caught, who knows? You got to do what the coaches tell you to do.
Knock it down first.
Batted it down. Don't try to get cute. Just make sure they don't.
He had some space. If he would have caught that, he had some space.
I don't know if you guys know that that number 37 is a family thing. I know that's the number that his dad Eric, who's one of the coaches of South Kitsap, wore.
Oh, nice snap.
That's I did not know that. That's great.
And not a very good punt.
And tough to see from my angle. I almost thought that was a pass. That was a very short punt. That's if we can get the Rams,
short and low.
If we can get the Rams into their punting game or their special teams, it looks like we might have an advantage in that department. And so far, the Wolves punters have done great.
Now with that bad punt, Sam was looking very intelligent there, knocking that pass down.
Great.
So
Sam, excellent knockdown on that play. Number 37, Sam Canton. Wolves will take over on the 32-yard line. 1st and 10, moving from our right to our left.
So again, Wolves have excellent field position. See if they can make something happen here.
Mr. Moore is back at the signal caller.
Double
under center.
Two backs.
And we do have a run up the middle. This does not look like some of the previous offensive styles we had. It looks a lot more like what we used to see in the early 2000s, the old days, and I'm kind of glad.
Yeah. Ground and pound, run it. Here's what we're going to do, see if you can stop us.
That's what Coach said they were going to do. They're going to kind of go back to the old style Wolves, back in the 70s and 80s and 90s where they just pounded the ball.
As we are coming to a close here at the first quarter, it is 7-0 Rogers Rams with the Wolves have the ball here at Ed Fisher Field in Port Orchard, Washington.
So we're talking about that, some of those things, and pound the rock, and the Wolves always have a motto that they start the year with, and this year is be the change, I believe.
Yep, BTC.
BTC, be the change. But we do have a list here of some of the previous ones, and I remember when our kids were seniors, Brian, it was PTR, Pound the Rock. So, do we have some of the other ones?
Yeah, back, let's see. Yeah, 2009, which Phil and I are a little partial to. We had two boys that were seniors that year. And 2005, STP. What do you think that stood for, gentlemen?
Oh, I know it, but I just don't want to say it.
Something to prove, and I
Yep,
think
something to prove.
that could be tonight's game right now.
I think that the first quarter of this game, I think STP applies. I think that I've mentioned this a couple times, but this is the South Kitsap home field, and here to observe is Ed Fisher and a lot of the former players. I think there's a lot of heart and toughness going on with the South Kitsap Wolves tonight.
So we have 2nd and 8 at the Rogers 30, and fortunately the game's now right in front of us. So it's a pass play. Good job. Some pressure coming on.
Ooh, just tipped.
Almost a completion to number
44. Kaz Homer, a junior linebacker, tipped that ball away. That's too bad because we had a receiver that was open.
Our QB had pressure from two guys coming up right on him, so it was good for him to actually get off a good pass that was tipped at the last second. 3rd and 8 from the Rams 30.
I would think this is 2 down territory, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a run here.
Nice run, nice play.
Run. Don't need 2 downs.
Fantastic for the Wolves. Run up the gut, and it bounces out right down to the 10-yard line.
For Tyson Carter, number 9.
I think that'd be Carter Tyson.
Carter Tyson.
It's all right. We got it.
Hey, I'm Tyson Carter. Lights are on.
Well, we are now down to the 11-yard line. And
How many yards was that on that pickup?
19.
19 from the 30 down to the 11. That's 1st and 10. They can still pick up a first down at the 1-yard line.
Let's get it in instead.
Agreed.
Great blocking that time. Another one right up, same play basically.
Picks up 2. A tough 2 to make it 2nd and 8 from the Rams 9.
So that looks like that might be number 28.
That's going to be
Renty.
That's going to be a pickup of 3 yards, 2nd and 7. I think the officials gave the Wolves a favorable spot on that. Which, it's
We'll
fine.
take.
It's fine.
You hear the stadium into this game now. It's great to see Wolves football back.
Yep, we got the band going and the fans is great.
Another punt up the middle. Still on his feet.
Oh! He might have reached over.
He's gonna be short.
Down. The knee was down.
Don't set off the cannon yet, NJROTC.
So it's going to be 3rd down. He's about a half a yard short of a first down at the 1.5-yard line.
Once again, we can still pick up the Wolves can pick up a first down if they cross the 1-yard line. They do not have to score a touchdown here. But as Phil mentioned, it would just be a lot easier to just punch it in. I'm really happy to see the running game really coming alive here, end of the first quarter and beginning of the second quarter.
You know, it's one of the things that's sitting up here you've really missed in previous years because
It's kind of been an air attack.
it's been an attempted air attack.
An air attempt.
And we had some drives that unfortunately only took 20, 25 seconds. So South Kitsap is calling a timeout right now. They want to make sure they have these plays right going on in.
I think that's a wise timeout. I think they just one thing, make sure we got the snap count right.
Yep.
Don't draw yourself off sides. Maybe try to do a hard count and draw the other team off sides, get that first down. But who needs trickery when you could just smash it?
You know, I hate to say
Smash
it,
it in
but
the end zone.
you know, when you have 3rd and a foot, if you got a quarterback who can't make that, then you know we need to have a good line push and just go for it.
Are you talking about Cam Newton? Thursday night football last night?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, let's prove that we can do what Cam couldn't do last night and try to punch that in. A sneak or a handoff. I don't think we need much trickery here. Just it's a straight up handoff up the middle, which has worked for us 2 plays. 2 of the last 3 plays for big gains.
So we have 2 receivers to each side. No fullback. But we are going right up the middle.
Snuffed out
Rams
immediately.
are there.
Snuffed out immediately by the Rams.
He's got to hit that hole harder.
Yep. He kind of stopped before he got the hole. These are ones that just need that foot. I don't know if he got it or not.
I don't think he got it. I think he got knocked back. They might measure.
Yeah, they are going to measure.
As long as the nose is touching that 1 yard line, it should be a first down. So he might have picked it up, which would be great. The longer we can keep the Rams defense on the field and thinking and working hard, the better for the Wolves. So if they pick up a fresh set of downs here on the 1, make them work.
So I personally, I would have liked to see a little bit different call. I mean, we have some big players in here. We have some big fullbacks. Either run a fullback in there, run a dive to the opposite fullback side.
They did
Put the quarterback in there and let him go yard.
They did have a few receivers out there that gave me some Super Bowl 49 flashbacks, which I was having some PTSD.
So it looks like it's a little short. South Kitsap giving it. It gets the first down.
The crowd goes wild. That is fantastic.
I was looking at the Rogers players, and they were signaling short, but I think that was wishful thinking.
I don't know what Coach Erickson's going to call here, but I think I'd run right behind number 77, Adam Kennedy, 6'4", 235.
That's a good idea.
He's a big fella out there.
And he's
Wolves are good size.
And he's pretty mean.
He's got your right tackle there.
And that's where they've
mean
been
in a football way.
And that's where they've been having some success. So
here we go.
On that right side.
First down and goal.
There you go. Wolves are signaling touchdown.
I think the refs are just waiting. They're looking at each other to see.
No signal yet.
They might be about a half a foot short.
Phil, I think Coach Erickson's tapped into listening to you because there was a full back lead and they just pounded it in there, but looks like a little short.
The official, they're talking about it. It wouldn't surprise me to see the hands go up for a touchdown.
Here's the problem. Nobody saw where the ball was. I can tell you right now. There
was a pile of players, and
the 1 inch line. Is there a 1 inch line in football? This is some good, exciting Friday Night Lights football here in September.
So the ball is actually, I think, over the red line for the soccer goals, or for something, but not on the white.
He got snagged in the. Quarterback kept the ball.
Quarterback kept the ball. Quarterback should have thrown the ball. He had a receiver.
He couldn't. He's right-handed. He's going to his left. He had a receiver open. Oh, that is just too bad.
So that's a loss, and that's where those plays get so important. That's a 12-yard loss. Bring up 3rd and goal.
Too close to the goal line. It almost seemed like something that was right there. You could just almost grab and couldn't quite get it. I like that they tried to roll them out there. Just didn't have the open space to pass.
Sometimes that opens up inside the the red zone, as they say on the
they suck into the
Sunday
the
games and all that. Gives them a little more space.
We got a one-on-one matchup over here on the right side of the end zone.
Yep, and we're going to go out to the flats here and try to see what we can gain. So that brings the ball back to the 7.
I wonder here with a long 4th down. I think it's 4th down.
Yes.
Do we take the 3, attempt the 3 for the field goal, or go for it? Because if you don't make it, they're still pinned back with
the way the defense is playing. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, I could go for it. I think they're going to go for it.
D-Rod, you've lost 21 straight games. It's not going to hurt you to go for it.
Go for it, right?
At this point.
Timeout Wolves again, which I like. They're going to talk about it.
No, it looks like they're gonna kick it, guys.
We'll see. We'll see.
I just saw Chase Peterson.
Yeah.
Well, as we talked about, with the way the defense is playing, so you make it a 1-score game, a 7-3 game. That's we put points on the board. We've kept them to 1 touchdown and 1 extra point. So make it a 1-score game. Make it a 7-3 game.
Phil, I'm going to beg your forgiveness when you said Tyson Carter, and I correctly just said Carson.
Carter Tyson?
Yeah. Anyway, I messed it up. The roster sheets we have, the Wolves have first and then last, and the Rogers list, roster list is last name, first name. So
excuses, Brian.
It's reality. I can't keep it straight.
So we are going to try a field goal attempt. The holder is number 37, Sam Canton. And Chase Pearson's the kicker. And
Offside.
we have
Should be an offsides against the Wolves. Might be a false start on the Wolves.
the kick. There was a whistle before the kick went, but the kick was good. So I'm glad they followed through and got a practice kick in.
Yeah, he gets some practice out here under the lights. So it looks like they're going to...
There was no flag, apparently.
I'm wondering why they were resetting it for no reason, but hey, what do we know?
Well, you got a practice kick in, right?
Yep.
Nope.
No bad snap.
And I don't want to say anything bad about the officials, but that first kick was really good and straight through for 3 points.
That's a heartbreaker.
Any reason for that whistle? Anybody know?
Don't know, but you know.
No flag? Well, that's a tough 3 points for the Wolves to not have on the board. And as we were talking about, it's still a one-score game. It's 7-0, and they do have the Rogers Rams backed up inside their 20. And they will have the ball going from our right to left at the 15-yard line.
So run up the field middle, but the Wolves are there as a pack, and they only gain a yard.
Nice gang tackle from the Wolves defense once again. Brings up 2nd and 9. No trickery to fool the Wolves.
Dylan Murray popped up there with the ball, thought he had a fumble recovery, but unfortunately that was not the case. The runner was down.
So the Wolves defense is definitely coming to play tonight. They're doing a great job right now. So hopefully they keep it up and keep the ball here.
They forced 2 turnovers, and with the Rams backed up, let's look for another opportunity.
Pass play coming up. No signal from the officials. They're giving him a completion. A little bit shorter of first down, looks like. Nope, they're giving him the first down. The official on our side was marking the ball a yard short, so it's hard to tell where the ball's being marked sometimes. Coach is actually talking to him about that right now.
I think we got a couple of friendly...
Another pass play. It's another one of these ones out in the flat.
Nice tackle.
Gain of 10 yards for another first down.
Sam Canton came over to help out on the tackle.
The problem is, we really have to get up and cover that. We can't just let them sit there, have these easy completions, and have our 2-on-2 or 2-on-1.
Yeah, sometimes a 2-on-1 situation.
So that's an incomplete pass.
There was 3 Wolves immediately in the lap of the quarterback on that play, and he did not have time to set up for a good pass.
And we had a Wolf pretty much covering the receiver. If he'd caught it, I think we would have lost a yard or two. So
Number 7, Joshua Connors came in. It was kind of it was a blitz coming in from the right side, hands up. I think might have either distracted or maybe even tipped the ball there to throw that off. So again, D's playing pretty well here.
So Rogers back. Here's another pass, another ball out to the flat. There's nobody there.
Flag on the field.
Nice open field tackle.
And it might be coming back anyway.
So that's number 24, DeAndre Davis, with that open field tackle there. But
that was a nice tackle.
That was a great tackle. One-on-one.
There was a lot of green there when he caught that ball.
Yes, it could have gone for bigger.
Yep. False start, looks like. Illegal motion on the offense, so that'll come back.
I think some of that has to do with that illegal motion. The false start has something to do with the Wolves being as aggressive as they are tonight, making these offensive linemen have to poke their heads up a little bit out of the foxhole before it's time, and giving the Wolves a couple of false starts against the Rams.
So that marks them back 5, brings up 2nd and 15.
One statistic we're not keeping track of tonight, which in hindsight I wish we were, is penalties and penalties for yards. And I think that the Rams have probably 5 penalties for about 40 yards tonight. It sounds, that's my estimation. which is considerable.
Man motion against jet sweep. We do get one Wolf up there. And then DeAndre Davis with the tackle.
Still going to be a third and long here after the 6-yard gain.
And I think we have a flag on this too.
Might be an illegal block.
Holding.
Holding against the Rogers Rams.
So that's going to back it up 10 from the spot. So that'll lose another 5 yards for the Rams and keep that second down.
Yeah, it'll be second and about 20. Is that correct? If they tack on another 5 yards.
Yeah.
And as a coach, you have a decision. You could either take it or accept it or decline it. And so accept the penalty for the yards.
It really costs them about 15 by the time you get the whole thing done.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. Second and 20 at the 25.
It's just a straight drop back.
Straight drop back, nobody open. Quarterback brings down up.
Ooh, it's a tough hit.
Quarterback stayed up just
And
a little.
flags down.
Quarterback stayed up just a little too long. He tried to squeeze a couple extra yards out of it, and I know there's rules and penalties that are being imposed for hitting the quarterback. He just tried to squeak out an extra yard or two, and you're in harm's way.
It might have been a head-to-head.
He does bounce up.
Which is good.
You know, which of course we like to see all these student athletes not get injured. We don't care who they're playing for.
Is the slide rule the same in high school it is in college and pros, guys? Where if you slide, you can't. It's the same thing. They spot you where you slide, and the kind of people expect it if you're a quarterback running free that you're to be protected and not hit as you're sliding.
So the quarterback's actually coming on out of the game.
We might be checking him out for possible concussion.
And
He took a shot.
They're going to call a penalty on the Rams
like
and the
there's two.
Wolves offsetting.
Offsetting, so that'll be redone then.
I did not see. What was the call against the Rams?
It looked like
The holding maybe back here on the
gotcha.
25 is a flag. So
offsetting and replay the down, second and 20
Our-
remains.
yep.
With the Rams quarterback out at least for one play, it looks like, with taking that hard hit on the slide attempt.
Well, they need to be taking a look at him for concussion protocol.
Correct.
Well, he came off the field, so
So that I think it's the right call by the medical staff. At least get a
And he did take
good look at him.
He took a pretty
We
wicked
have
hit.
another flag on the
it
field.
looked like could be against the Rogers coaching
coach.
because he was right in that side judge's
It is.
ear.
Rogers backing up even more.
Yeah, that's going to be an unsportsmanlike, which I'm familiar with as a football coach at the middle school level. You can't talk to the coach. You can't talk to the refs after you feel like there might be a questionable call.
So that's going to be half the distance because it's on 25.
Because normally it'd be a 15-yard penalty, so we're going back to about the 18, 17-yard line.
Yeah, 12 and a half, I think.
Oh,
Well, according to my unofficial stats here, we've got about 100 yards for total offense for Rogers. But they're backed up. What is it? Second and what?
I think
What
they
is
have-
that?
Second, they got to get all the way to the
Second and,
45-yard
I
line.
think it's
So,
Second and a lot.
second and 32, I believe.
yep. So, with again, their number 2 quarterback in the game. Now, of course, you never know. Number 2 quarterback sometimes better than one.
Second and 32 and a half coming up for the Rogers Rams.
And it's a draw play.
Got to make that open field tackle. Nice pile up on the far sideline to bring down the runner. Still going to bring up 3rd and 20. Big distance. And with the last punt we saw from the Rogers Rams, anything back here forcing them to punt, we'll take from the Wolves side.
Looks like about 3rd and 20.
You called it, Mr. Pickard. You nailed it.
So we have about
I'm going to call a blitz from the left side.
we have 3:45 left in the half. So Rogers is taking their time on their plays. I think they want to get out of this first half.
With the
If they
lead.
don't get it. Don't get this first
Here comes
half.
the blitz. Another
Here's
blitz.
a pass play. Another quick.
Nice tackle.
Who was that? Number 9. He's
That's
going
Tyson
both
Carter.
ways.
Tyson Carter again making a big play for the Wolves.
And Tyson Carter, not Carter Tyson.
So
I've learned.
I'd be calling timeout here if I were coach. Wolves coach.
But
I
the
know you
Wolves
need
have
one.
the Wolves have used
Nice play. He got rid of his blocker and made a nice open field tackle.
the Wolves, I believe, do have one timeout left in the half.
But otherwise, I think this will be taken down.
I'll be interested to see. I'll be interested to see how this punt goes for the Rams.
Well, according to the scoreboard, the Wolves don't have any timeouts, but that just may be the lights are out.
That,
I'm not sure.
that might be true. They might not have any timeouts. They've taken either 2 or 3 timeouts.
Okay, so we have a flag. I think it's going to be delay of game.
And that is probably not going to make the Rodgers coach any more happy. And as we saw with the special teams play with the failed field goal attempt, doing a do-over as a kicker, maybe not the best thing for the nerves. So we'll see how the punter for Rodgers does here.
So the ball's now on the 20 with 4th and 25 with 2:50 left.
Wobbly snap. Better
Much
punt this
better
time.
punt.
High.
And returnable. The South will return it.
Going
That's
on the left
Sam
sideline.
Canton, number 37. So and he brings the ball back about 4 yards.
To about the 43-yard line. This is where the Wolves will start, 1st and 10.
And there's another flag down. The side judge and the head referee got together there. Had a little conference. Looks like it's going to be against Rodgers. Nope, they're clapping their hands, so it's a hold. Yeah, hold against the Wolves.
The Wolves, and that's probably going to be where that flag is pretty quick from when the gunner's released. So my guess is that's going to be from the end of the punt, which is the 41-yard line. So that'll bring it all the way back to the Wolves' 31-yard line.
I'm not sure if the Wolves can really afford to stick with the running game with only 2.5 minutes left here in the first half. They might have to air it out a little bit in order to try to get down the field a little bit quicker, especially with 1 or no timeouts left. And that is going to go against the Wolves.
No, it's to the 33-yard line. So that's where we demarked off from the end of the play. Must have happened later in the play. So Wolves start 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line, and they are going to run it. And they pick up about 2 and get to 35.
I'm curious if the Rodgers Rams will call timeouts here to preserve time on the clock to see if they can get the ball back before the end of the half.
Well, they have 2, so you would expect that maybe after this one.
There you go. After 2nd down, if they're gonna employ that strategy.
So 2nd down and 8 for the Wolves from the 35-yard line.
Playing man coverage on our 3 wideouts.
So here's a pass to the wideout. Comes back for it.
Nice
24.
catch. Oh my
Gets
goodness.
the catch. Nice job. That's number 24. That's DeAndre Davis.
He fell down to his back. The ball got bobbled around for a second and he caught it.
And here we go with a replay of this one.
This was an amazing
This is a
catch.
really-
I think the ball might have even been tipped. No, it wasn't
No,
tipped.
the ball wasn't tipped. It's a little bit short.
Catches
on
the
back,
ball
catches it.
one-handed, falling down,
Yes.
brings it in. Nice concentration.
Reminds me of Jermaine Cruz,
That was
Super Bowl 49.
How many?
So he would come with a sweep out to the right
There
hand
you go.
side, and that gets out of bounds. So
Nice. And a pickup of 5 yards on the play.
and the ball out of bounds. So we're now at the 37-yard line.
Good couple of play calls, good execution by the Wolves offense.
We have a minute 34 left, so the clock will stop to reset chains, and there's plenty of time to march on down right now.
The Wolves would love to get on the scoreboard in some fashion here before the half.
Well, it should be 7-3 right now, but sour grapes.
Oh,
Right.
totally sour. And I'm
Here comes pass play. Quarterback keeps it, gets out of bounds.
No, he threw it.
He
Oh, did
passed,
he throw
he
it?
passed
I'm
it.
sorry. I
And
thought I saw a flag getting thrown, so it took my eyes off, but I think it was just a towel dropping, so.
he passed it, and I believe an incomplete pass.
pass.
Yeah, incomplete pass.
So we have
Yeah.
3rd and 5.
Should have done a little disclaimer probably earlier, but for any of you Roger Rams fans
That might be listening out there.
that might be
tonight.
listening out there, all 3 of us are from South Kitsap.
Totally.
Our kids attend
Yep.
or did attend South Kitsap schools, so we apologize. We're volunteers. We're doing the best we can and having some fun trying to bring you this game. So
Right.
That's a smart play by Sam Canton right there.
Yeah, trying to get out of bounds.
Rams do forgive us.
And I don't think we quite got out of bounds, although the clock did stop.
Well, and they got a first down too, so the clock
That
should be
stops for a second. The Wolves should get up to the
set.
line quickly. There's only a minute 13 left in the
winding
first
it,
half.
and here they come on up.
The clock is now running.
So we're at the 32, 1st and 10.
Wolves are doing a good job with the hurry up.
Another pass play coming, going out.
Dropped in the flat. It would have been for a short gainer, but would have been a gain nonetheless.
You had a little bit of room there.
Sometimes, if he's tackled in bounds for 2 yards, that's not really a win for your
No.
offense in this situation. So
Good call. And he may or may not have gotten out of bounds, but who knows what would have happened. He did have tacklers converging on him when he would have caught the pass.
we got 1 minute left in the half.
2nd and 10.
Play is stopped.
The blitzer from the Rams came over from the right side of the Wolves line after the whistle blew, and our QB just ducked, and he
We have a dead ball.
Flew over the top.
just flew over the
There's a
top
dead
of him.
ball foul. No.
Or timeout. Timeout Rams.
Timeout Rams.
Timeout Rams. If you're the Rams, you probably want to take a timeout. Well, it's more strategically if the clock was running.
Well, no, 'cause South Kitsap's probably going to keep the ball at this point until the end of the half, one way or another. You would think so.
So maybe just giving them some strategy about not giving up any deep balls, maybe going to a little bit of safety prevent defense here and talk about some defensive strategy.
Wolves may have given them another look, and they were out of position or had the wrong defense in there. And with now less than a minute to go, if Rogers doesn't want to give up a score, they want to go in with a 7-0 lead in a halftime. Of course, South Kitsap, we want to put points on the board here, so let's go, boys.
The thing with high school football is so much of it is momentum. A lot of it is your preparation and everything, but you get to game night, it all becomes momentum.
Right now we have we've got two safeties that are pretty shallow. Nobody over the middle. We could run something over the top there if we so chose. And pass play out to the left.
That's going to come back in and gain 1 yard.
I don't think the Wolves have timeouts to stop the clock. Third and about 11, I believe.
Yeah,
Third and 10.
I think the Wolves have one, so I'm showing one timeout on my board. I know they took two earlier, but
I think
the scoreboard's showing nothing.
I think they're going to go for one shot here. And
There's timeout. And they're going to have to reset the clock because they were whistling for that 6-7 seconds ago.
so if you're the Wolves, you're setting up two plays here. One for third down and one for fourth down if you don't score on third down to finish out the half.
Yeah, again, in high school the clock will stop on first down. So if we can pick up these 9 yards, we have a chance to regroup. But otherwise, if we're short, you need to be ready.
And I'm not sure the range of the field goal kicker, but generally in high school, this is going to be a little too far for a potential field goal.
That would be a heck of a kick.
Wouldn't it?
50-some yards? I don't know.
48 yards.
What did I say, 50?
Hey.
That's close to 48.
Full moon.
And horseshoes would be score.
So the Wolves will have it third and 9 with, looks like the clock says, instead of 34 seconds, 3.4 seconds left. There we go. That's a big difference. 34
And the ball's
seconds.
on 31-yard line.
So, D-Rod, my wife just texted me and said, you're adding a lot to the broadcast.
Thanks, Molly.
Oh,
wide open receiver going down the left sideline.
Touchdown, Wolves! And the cannon goes off.
And that's 37, Sam Canton with the score.
The fans are going absolutely wild, though. MJRTC cannon has gone off, and the players and fans are going bananas here at Ed Fisher Field.
That just sounds nice, doesn't it? Ed Fisher Field.
That's why I said it.
Hats off to the Knowles family. District officials went to them and proposed the idea and asked, and they said absolutely. Joe Knowles was the first superintendent, first superintendent of South Kitsap High School, South Kitsap School District, and the kick is up and good.
Up and good. So there's 24 seconds left.
The clock was running a little bit there on the extra point, so they might have to reset that.
I think it's 28 seconds,
And we apologize up here in the booth for getting a little excited. We might have yelled into the microphones a little bit. When I say we, and let's go to the replay. Let's check out this. It looks like a one-on-one at the sideline. It looked like the safeties were just kind of waiting for the run maybe up the middle and weren't paying as much attention to the outside routes, and therefore the Rams got let a guy go up the left sideline. I believe that Sam Canton. And from the quarterback, who is that hesitant? Which quarterback threw the touchdown is my question.
Sam's having a nice game. He's got a pass, knockdown, an interception, and now a touchdown. I think he learned probably most of his skill from his elementary principal. What do you think, D-Ray?
I think you.
So, folks, that is South Kitsap's first score at home, or first touchdown at home in almost 2 years. It's been a year and 11 months. I don't like to talk too much about the past, but I think last year it took us over 6 games to even score.
The referees are trying to get the time changed on the score clock because the clock did run during the extra point.
So, certainly we're seeing an improvement, big improvement on defense so far with South Kitsap, and the offense is moving the ball down the field. So, Coach Erickson's obviously done a great job, and I think we have a lot of people who are real happy with what's going on.
I think we've just got a newer culture here with Dan Erickson coming in and just we talked about the positive, but also the toughness and just a bit of difference and make you be the change as the motto is going for the Wolves. And a 7-7 tie, if we can hold on to it in the halftime, is a great score for this team. Pooch kick up the right sideline, so nobody can field it for the Rams. Goes down to the 31-yard line.
But it does go out of bounds.
So I think is it the same as college, and it's placed on the 35-yard line, or is it re-kicked?
Well, it's kind of a coach's option, I believe, in high school. But most of them will take the ball on the 35.
I think the Wolves are just playing it safe. They're not trying to give up any returns, possibility for a touchdown. And
that ball bounces a little bit differently and stays in. We might have had the Wolves might have had a chance to jump on that because a couple of them coming up the side.
A little bit of tit for tat with the onside kick earlier from the Rams.
I'm not sure that was the call for it. More of a, like you said, a non-return kick, but they almost got that.
So they're taking it 5 yards from where it went out of bounds.
Okay.
From the 31 to the 36, the Rams have 28 seconds, and with the 2 turnovers in the first half, the Rams need to be really careful here. They turned the ball over. The Wolves have been pouncing on little mistakes and bringing a lot of pressure. The Rams could find themselves in a tight spot.
So here we go, the run play to the right-hand side. Some missed tackles.
Up to the 50-yard line, about 3 or 4 Wolves trying to drag down the runner, but just kept on going and makes it up to the 50 for about a 14-yard gain.
So that's number 22, Tice Riddle, and that was a excellent run.
He was bouncing everywhere.
Clock stops to reset the chains and then run, so the clock starts running now. So
15 seconds and a half. And
they spiked the ball. So again, we have number 3, Anthony Peasy, in a quarterback for the Rams. We're hoping that Isaac Looker can come on back, play the second half. Hopefully he didn't get injured on that slide hit there.
That's the hope, and we don't want to see anybody
So there
hurt.
is a flag on the play, and because the clock was running, I believe there's a 10-second runoff, because this is against the Rams.
Did you see the call on the penalty by chance, gentlemen?
It looked like a false start.
Gotcha. So they were
Still first down,
Were they
first
looking
15.
were they looking to spike the ball and they false started instead?
Right, they
Oh
didn't
boy.
wait till they were set.
Oh boy. Well, they stopped the clock, regardless.
So 12.3 seconds left. The clock is running. In motion.
This will be the final play of the half.
Most
Or
likely.
penalty. So
Unless it's a pass play that's dropped. Oh boy.
Incomplete pass. There's half a second left.
There's an open receiver up the right sideline who had his hands on the ball at the 35-yard line. And from here, it looked like he had caught it. So ball back to the original line of scrimmage with half a second left in the first half.
So it brings up second down and 15.
Well, the Wolves are playing for almost packed house. I think part of that is opening game, first home game, and plus Ed Fisher Field. And the fans are being treated to a really good game, 7-7. Looks like that's what's going to go in at halftime.
We're about to see here, we got a pass out to the flat. We got a tackle here. And out of bounds he goes. Hopefully no penalty for a late hit as he drove him out of bounds. And the Wolves will go into the half with a 7-7 tie against the Rogers Rams here at Ed Fisher Field.
So for halftime this evening, we'll be showing South Kitsap Video NATIS winning PSA on homelessness in South Kitsap County. Enjoy the halftime. We'll be back with the second half.
Well, imagine what it would be like if you're homeless. Where would you sleep tonight? And on top of that, where would you bathe? Where would you use a restroom? Where would you cook your food? Where would you even eat? At the human level, without a decent place to be sheltered, your life just starts falling apart and rapidly.
When it's rainy, we really can't wake up as easy as dry days. We feel more exhausted. Depending on what you're living in, like in a car or a van, you'll wake up to a lot of moisture.
Ultimately, the responsibility of the fire department is just to respond to whatever the nature of the call is, do an assessment, treat them as you would any other individual, and then see what resources they really need, whether it is a trip to the hospital for a medical problem, a legitimate medical problem, or if it's to be referred to some other social services. But we respond regardless, try to find out the nature of the call, and then once we determine whether there is or is not a true emergency, find out what avenue to send them down to get them the help that they probably most need.
I think the community is negatively affected by homelessness because it is a drain on resources. We've got people that are without shelter who are inappropriately going, for example, to the emergency room when they really don't need to go there, but they're going there seeking shelter. We have people that are inappropriately taking resources that in our jail systems. Some people think it's better to stay in county jail than it is to be out in the rain and the wind and the cold during the winter time.
It causes people to do things they wouldn't normally do just to survive or just to help somebody in their family, either biological or their street family, to help them survive. So
some people may not be affected by who they surround themselves with, but when I started becoming homeless, I was surrounded by myself by a lot of bad people, and it kind of made me have more of an aggressive mood.
Homelessness, though, in South Kitsap, from what I've noticed, at least in the demographic that I work with, it's a lot of couch surfing. A lot of people that they're just staying at friends' houses for a week, or they stay at a friend's house for 2 weeks, or for a month, but then they have to move on because they get kicked out, or whatever payment they were giving, they weren't able to give anymore. You see a lot of things like that. You don't necessarily see a bunch of people just like sleeping on the side of the road.
Kind of like, if I don't have a place to stay, then why am I even focused here at school? Because I'm so stressed about where am I going to sleep tonight, what are we going to have to eat tonight, who am I going to, am I going to be safe sleeping in a car with my family? And it's really hard to then expect those students to come here and put on a face and go to 8 different classes, 4 different classes, and really just focus on school.
Some people would not be friends with me just because I was homeless.
If you're homeless, it's hard not to just experience the trauma of becoming homeless. In many cases, individuals are victimized. In many cases, people experience post-traumatic stress disorder. In many cases, their depression and anxiety and any other types of mental illnesses that they might be dealing with are only exacerbated. They're made worse by the fact that they're living outside. When somebody is living out in the woods or under a tarp or in an encampment, their priority is not getting treatment. Their focus is on their survival.
One of our county commissioners, Charlotte Garrido, has taken the lead in putting together a leadership group called the Homes for All Leadership Group. They've been meeting once a month for about a year and a half. It's typically about 50 individuals attending the meeting, and we're just looking at homelessness on a holistic approach. I'm really pleased that we worked together this last month with the City of Bremerton and the Mayor, Mayor Wheeler, and come up with an innovative program to do homelessness prevention. The city has taken $100,000 from their annual 2019 budget and directed it to the Housing Authority, and we're going to use that $100,000 for 3 specific purposes. One is to provide small rental assistance each month to help families pay the difference between what they can afford and what the landlord is charging. Second component of this program is to do eviction prevention. If a household is less than 2 months behind in their monthly rent and are being faced with an eviction, we'll use some of those funds to stop the eviction and keep them in their current place of residence. And then third component of the program is to use funds to pay for security deposits.
Okay. We have services here at the high school as well as district-wide, so not just for us, but we have a homelessness liaison who kind of can handle getting transportation. It's called the McKinney-Vento, and they can help with transportation, with food. Here at the high school we also have Friday to-go packs, meaning it's like snacks that the students can take. They sign up and they just get a kind of discreet pass that they can come and get it anytime they want.
So the way my program works actually is that it's somebody who has law enforcement interaction. So sometimes they'll call me for different reasons, but if it's a homeless person, say I go down to Salvation Army or something and meet with someone, then we have a conversation and we determine what kind of services they need, and then I help to connect them with those services. So we try to advocate for people.
One of our mission statements is to change the world for homeless youth. And that means that we work with youth one-on-one through our programs, job trainings, case management. We're able to work on some of those tangible things that they may not have, like getting an ID, getting a birth certificate, things like that. So we try to help them in those real tangible solid needs, getting resources, getting other agencies involved that can help them. But one of the other things that we try to do at the Coffee Oasis is try to transform the community around the youth. And one of the ways that we do that is by just advocating, getting information out there about homelessness.
Here in Bremerton, it is breakfast and lunch 5 days a week to anyone that is suffering homelessness or find themselves in need. It is help with material assistance, whether it's bus tokens, getting your ID, getting your driver's license, help with that, emergency motel vouchers. And for us here, it is also a 4-month-long emergency low barrier shelter, which means that you do not sign up ahead of time. You show up and we find a place for you to lay your head out of the cold. So we run that from December to March.
It's a fast-growing crisis, very unfortunately, and we live in a society that makes it very difficult to get out of homelessness. There's so few services that we can offer, and fewer spaces within those services, and so that's difficult. It's also the perception of homeless people.
I think the good starting place is just to understand the significance of the problem, to understand how serious it is and how it impacts everybody, and then to figure out where you want to invest your time or your money to help people. Not a lot of us have the time to maybe go and work with homeless kids in tutoring or mentoring, so maybe giving money is the way to go. Some of us might have the time where you can actually get involved and help people learn how to read, or help people find a career, or help people, maybe give them your clothes or things to help them look better in a job interview, or get them training on how to do an interview for a job. But there's lots of different ways, again, through community organizations, through church organizations. It's just kind of find where your passion is that you can help and then get involved.
But beyond that, we need permanent housing options for people that are experiencing homelessness. We need a place where people can go and have a place to live, and they live in a supported environment. So their housing would have on-site support services like health care, like mental health care, like access to treatment services right there where they live. That's called permanent supported housing. We need to bring that model to Kitsap County.
Affordable housing is probably the biggest part. I mean, even if affordable housing and drug and alcohol addiction services and mental illness. I mean, it almost has to be three-pronged in that way. You have to deal with their addictions, you have to deal with their mental illness, and there has to be an affordable place for them to live.
But it really is one of those things that can happen to anybody. It's not just this small population that, it's all their fault kind of thing.
We're not being helpful when we use broad generalizations.
Being out of a house made me open up to a lot more people and made me more aware of my community around me.
When we opened this building 3.5 years ago, I heard that over and over, no one cares about us, no one really wants to help. And I said, this is a testament that the money that was raised for this building for you to come to was because people cared about you, and that there was this idea that there are people out there that care about the homeless.
What I want the community to understand is that not all homeless people are just out to get drugs and alcohol. Some of us help the community even with being homeless. A lot of us help out other people who aren't homeless. Some of us help out with people who need more than we do. Even though we don't have a lot, but we still have a lot of love to give.
welcome back, everyone. We're just about ready for the second half. I'm Phil Nanger here with Brian Pickard and D-Rod, and we have a 7-7 halftime score, and I can't remember last time that Wolves were tied at half.
Well, Brian and Phil, you guys have done a lot more of these games the last 5 years than I have, and it's refreshing. It sounds like that we are able to have a game that's as competitive as it is tonight. And we definitely appreciate all the hard work from the coaches and players on the field. We appreciate the fans, the band, and all the support from the parents and everybody here in the South Kitsap community that's been waving the South Kitsap flags all over town for the last several months. And win or lose, the Wolves are definitely feeling supported here tonight.
I'm glad you brought that up. As far as in the community, there's a real resurgence of South Kitsap pride. Today, driving through downtown Port Orchard, there's flags at almost every single store, restaurant, whatever, down Main Street, Bay Street, and it just, it's really nice. It's the community's here for the kids, and leave politics out of it the whole bit. It's supportive, and they support the kids, they support the schools, and that's just a neat thing. But yeah, I think the key is South's defense.
I agree with you, but one of the things that I really want to focus on is this new coach and coaching staff. Coach went down, talked to the 8th graders before they came to the high school, made them sign, commitment letters saying that they're going to come, they're going to play football at South Kitsap, and just like you do for college. And I think
it was a big deal.
It was a huge deal. I know my son was substituting on that day, and he said, "These kids are so full of pride," and it shows.
That's a huge difference, and it's something that's community is needed, and it's maybe not so coincidentally naming the field of Ed Fisher Field. It's kind of harkened back to some of those days with this brand of defensive-minded, run-the-ball type of football we've seen here tonight, and that toughness is, I think, is what we've needed here in the SK football program.
And this whole field, this whole stadium is, an emphasis on the community. We had Kitsap Bank come across here, 4 or 5 years ago, replaced the grass field with this special turf field. The Maycomer family was a track, redoing a track for us. I know the Grays from Gray Chevrolet were involved in all of this activities. And just getting the field named after Ed Fisher, is again just a fantastic thing. It's a resurgence of our football team.
This field is really state of the art. It's a very unique field. It's padded on top of with a cork mixture of some sort. And I better not go any further than that because I don't know all the details on that. It's a great field. It's a great facility. And the thing is, if there's not a South Kitsap soccer, lacrosse, football, whatever practice on it, the community's on it with their soccer programs and lacrosse programs and pee-wee football and all that. It's just it's used. They've had to hire 2 or 3 people just to be field supervisors because of the time, and there is a time limit on when the lights can stay on late at night, and I think they're using just about every minute. So it's a real community, and it feels that way tonight. And the 7-7 tie is I'd like to say a tribute to that. We'll go with that because we like this tie at halftime.
And if you haven't been to a football game, we have a fantastic band out here that plays at halftime.
Award-winning.
We have an award-winning dance team that performs out here.
Award-winning.
So there are so many student athletes and young students, young players who are part of our community who are involved in all the activities that go on a Friday night out here. If you can come on out here and support them, I'm telling you, my kids graduated. Let's see, they're all out of college, so it's been a while. And I still come back and announce because I enjoy it. I enjoy watching these student athletes.
All your kids out of college, that means you're no longer paying for college there, Phil.
I know I'm done, so I'm quite happily to be done.
There's so many layers, as you guys have been talking about, of community support here, and it's really a nice vibe and a feel here at Ed Fisher Field tonight with the crowd and a tight game going into the second half. and it feels like something that we haven't had here in a little while. And nice job on the Wolves for making this special night tonight so far on the field. Win or lose, very proud of the Wolves' effort here tonight for the football team.
Proud of the effort, but let's go for a win. Wolves will start the second half with the ball.
I like your style.
And D-Rod, I have to, you keep saying Ed Fisher Field, which is fantastic, and we should be saying it more and more.
Short kick. Hopefully Wolves are on this time. Oh. Kick down back. Well, hopefully it looked like the Wolves may have recovered.
It's a coin toss, Phil.
If they did, they'll have good field position.
Onside kick.
I just don't think they can kick deep. I think the Wolves need to change and move their people up. The Wolves do have the ball.
Got a break there.
You know, I think now that we know that first onside kick, maybe not necessarily a strategy, but a necessity, maybe you're right, Phil, and maybe they'll make an adjustment on the special teams and bring some of those guys up to field that short kick.
Well, hopefully that's the last time Rogers kicks off tonight. So,
and we won't know.
We won't know.
I'll bet you it's going to be an emphasis of practice on next week.
Leave it to the punters, right?
Yeah.
As the Wolves take the field with at the 38-yard line, 1st and 10 from our right to left.
And Rylan Bain is back in quarterback. And it's a handoff right up the middle.
Nice fight. Look at that extra hit and got another 5-6 yards after the first hit.
He was churning the tailback, churning his legs, not giving up on the play, and just forcing his way up the middle for an extra several yards. Bringing up about a 2nd and 1. What a run.
Yeah, I think that was number 9, Tyson Carter.
If anybody here who's listening to this broadcast or watching this game doesn't feel like that's an Ed Fisher era style run, then you're confused. That is a smash mouth type play.
Some may not have been born back then.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So we do have 2nd and 2, and Wolves take it, gets knocked down, falls forward.
Tripped up at the line of scrimmage, so I think he fell forward for 1. I think you'd be 3rd and 1 coming up here.
Had a nice hold, just that one arm came on out and got him.
Yep, tripped him. Got about another, maybe even a half yard to go here. 3rd and half a yard. And with the Wolves doing what they're doing with the run game, I wouldn't be surprised to see them running up again.
Yeah, I would think this is a run play coming.
Two backs.
Two backs
and
up the middle.
The tailback. He's got the
Ooh, no gain.
There was a lineman there in the backfield pretty early. And
where are they going to place it here?
I don't think you got it. I think it's 4th down.
It's going to be 4th down, and I think the Wolves are going to have to punt.
Go for it. Come on. I think they are. I don't see their punter coming in.
All right, Kenny Rogers. They're going to go for it. They're going to gamble with about a yard and a half.
Yeah,
fourth and 2.
Lost a little bit on that run.
You know, again, unofficial stats here, but South Kitts up there for a long time didn't have much offense going, but they picked it up there in that 2nd quarter, and they're right around 100 yards, and Rogers is about 120 total yards.
So different running back,
two
different
tailback
result.
Two tailback set, and they pick up that 1st down.
And as they say in Seahawk games, and that's another
Wolves first down.
We'll work on the timing of that, guys.
I thought
maybe we just forget it.
I thought it was great. That is the 1st down for the Wolves, and they do have the ball just about midfield at their own 49-yard line. Nice set of running plays there for the Wolves. You know, using all 4 downs to their advantage, and just kind of keeping it churning and going.
Glad they went for it.
Not giving up, even though it was 4th down.
You know that tells something to your defense too. When you say, "Hey, we're going to go for it," defense. If we don't make it, can you stop them? And that's a positive statement, and the kids feel that.
So we do have a false start on 1st downs. That's going to cost the Wolves 5 yards.
To piggyback what you were just mentioning there, Brian, that when you do opt to go for it on 4th, you have confidence in your defense that says, "Hey, we're going to go for it here. If we don't make it, we trust our defense to hold these guys to a punt." And so I think the defense is leading the way here, and I think that the offense is definitely feeling the football here from the defensive side, and I think they're dovetailing nicely with the defense.
So we have a little pass play. Oh, open receiver,
wide open,
and that's going to go in for a touchdown. That's DeAndre Davis, number 24, in for the Wolves.
Ladies and gentlemen, the South Kitsap Wolves have just taken the lead. When was the last time you said that, Phil? You've been doing this for years.
I haven't said that in quite a long time. So that's a 57-yard score.
Guys, I'm speechless with emotion. I've got goosebumps. And fire off the JROTC cannon. The Wolves have a 13-7 lead with 9:35 to go here in the third quarter. The fans are fired up. The announcers are fired up. And the Wolves have scored their second touchdown of the game.
That was a beautiful pass, and the receiver was just broke wide open.
Right over the middle. It was like Moses parting the seas.
So that's one of the things. Extra point is good. So right now it's the Wolves 14-7.
As the SK
fight song.
SK band fires up the fight song on Wisconsin or on South Kitsap, known in these parts.
We have a replay of that coming for everybody right now, and you see it's just a beautiful pass.
And he was gone.
Zero safety. And that's a great call. We mentioned that a couple times.
Here we go again.
Yep, here we go.
Just a three-step dropped the ball right into his hands. Just got behind the defensive back.
The defender almost tipped that ball. In fact, I thought he did at first.
And that's what happens when you run the ball successfully, like the Wolves have been doing.
Sets up the pass.
Sets up the pass. Previous years, they tried to use the pass to set up the run, and it just was not effective.
No, that's not how it's supposed to work.
No, you know what? Some schools, to be honest with you, are successful at it.
It's the new age of sling it around and hope and air attack and air raid and all that. But when it comes down to it, if you can run the ball, you're going to be a better football team.
So the Wolves are getting ready to kick off with the, I think it's called a lead. So
what?
It feels good.
It feels good. It's great to be here. Happy Friday the 13th.
Yep.
Affirmation for the hard work that the coaching staff and the players and their families have put into this, and who knows what the end result. I hope it's a win. But Rogers Rams, they know now they are in a football game,
and we're going to find out if they have their starting quarterback here in the second half, or their backup, who they finished the first half with. Their starter was knocked out with a hard hit in the first half. So we're going to take a look and see who is going to be taking snaps for the Rams.
So number 18, Chase Peterson, kicks off and puts the ball into the end zone. So the Rams will start at the 20. And they do have their quarterback back, and we're,
nice kicking tonight, by the way, from Chase.
We're real happy to see Isaac Lucker from the Rams back playing. That means he wasn't seriously injured. And
absolutely, we want their best guys out there against our best guys,
and we don't want any of your student athletes injured.
No,
so,
nope.
So a quick shovel off the left side, our left, their right, pick up about 6-7 yards.
That's Titus Randall running the ball. He is a tough. He kind of reminds me of Christian McCaffrey of the Carolina Panthers.
And we do have a flag down. It's a flag against the Rams.
It's gonna be
illegal block.
Illegal block. There was a hold earlier. I like how the Wolves are attacking, and if they are forced to hold us or to illegally block us, then it means we're doing a good job on defense.
Now, Wolves cannot let their guard down. Rogers Rams is an excellent, well-coached football team, and it's one play and it's tied or more.
Right. No, it's definitely like we were talking about before too. Is a lot of high school football is emotion. So if the defense can stuff them here, get the ball back, maybe the Wolves can start rolling. So it's a little quick pass play, and it dropped incomplete.
Once again, I believe the Rams receiver heard a few footsteps coming there in the backfield, a little bit too early for his comfort, my guess, and I'd probably drop that pass too.
So just so everybody knows, our audience does extend across the United States on YouTube, and we're getting some text messages from Florida, from Montana. So we have Wolves fans everywhere.
From Port Orchard? Oh, that's just my family. Phil was just talking about his family.
We're glad to have everybody on board here with this live broadcast tonight.
All 5 of you.
So 2nd and 20, another pass play going deep.
That ball was up for grabs, guys, and the Wolf defender there on the outside kind of saw it at the last second. He tried to cut back, slipped. Luckily for the Wolves, the Rams receiver was not able to get under it himself, so it does fall to the turf harmlessly to bring up 3rd and 20.
He was well covered. Who is that out there on the right corner?
Let's get the binoculars.
I think that might be DeAndre Davis, number 24.
He did a nice job staying with him step for step, but when he tried to adjust to come back to it, he did slip. So it's a good thing that Ram receiver didn't come up with it, because he was gone if he did.
But it also gives you an idea of the Rams quarterback's arm strength, because that ball was underthrown too. So I think that's about it. So here we go with quarterback draw.
Breaks 2 tackles. Ooh,
and gets
hit hard.
Wow, the Wolves are here. The Wolves are here to tackle tonight. They're here to make a statement tonight.
Well, it was sort of nice because there was a couple of missed tackles there, and then I don't know who that was, if that was a corner or safety, but that had Bam Bam Cam Chancellor all over that one, because he would have got nailed.
The Rogers Rams have some speed when they're with their backs, and so for the Wolves to be tackling as well as they are tonight is a point of pride, I believe, for this Wolves defense.
So that brings up 4th and 7. Oh, high snap, almost over the punter's head. He does get off a punt.
He muffed the punt a little bit.
Oh, I don't know if the Wolves touched that. They did.
They touched it, and the Rams recover. And it's unfortunate because not a strong punt again. So the Wolves, if they're to recover that, they have solid field position right around midfield.
The up back tried to grab it, and I think it just went right through his hands as he was trying to get on the run.
He had a head of steam. If he had been able to field it, he would have been off, but unable to do so, and so the Rams do recover at the Wolves' 45-yard line.
Tough break.
So let's see if we get another 3 and out.
Wolves defense is stepping up here in this game, so no cakewalk for the Rams offense.
So another pass.
Deep pass. It's wide open.
Wide open. And too far out of bounds. Incomplete.
He tried to keep his feet in bounds. He had to stop, and that's kind of an awkward physical motion he had to try to make to haul that in. Just a little bit overthrown. He was wide open at the left sideline.
We saw it from up here. I'm not sure. I think all 3 of us went, oh. But a good.
I thought it was going to be a 6 for sure.
Yeah. He's interesting. His passes tend to go high, kind of Russell Wilson-esque, in that he throws those balls high and drops it right in there. But that one, not so much.
Yeah, float. Yeah.
You didn't like my connection there, Phil?
No.
Oh.
I loved it.
I thought we were in this together.
So an option play. Wolves are there to stop him before the first down. Oh, that's going to be 15 yards, I think, against Rogers, and he might.
Yeah, he might be tossed.
We might be tossed. That almost looked like like some fists. So
yeah, that was a good idea. A little bit of extracurricular activity on the sidelines.
I don't know. It could be against a Wolf because the runner kind of threw the tackler down hard, and then there was a little bit of footwork there. So we'll see what they're having a little conference errors.
Referees are discussing
saying who did what, who saw what, and looks like they're about ready to come out.
All right, so we'll see what the call is. It was a gain of about 8 yards. Oh, they are calling against. Oh, they're calling against both.
Yep.
Which is probably right.
Probably right.
Because I think I saw the Wolf tackler kind of kick at him with his feet, and then he retaliated, and that's good because a lot of times, who gets caught? It's the person who reacts after something happens.
That happens all the time.
And that happens in football, basketball,
school,
soccer, life.
So, and while I agree with it, if one of them threw punches, they should be ejected. That's the high school rules.
Agreed.
Yeah, by the book.
I think
by the book.
The referee was right there, so I think was able to stop anything from really going. But there was some.
And we hope that we hope the chain gang crew is okay. That the play went right into the marker, And so we hope that everybody's okay over there on the far sideline with the Rogers Rams.
So, and I think it was considered dead ball after the play, so that the yardage will stay. And we still have officials conference, and that may be one of the things they're discussing. If either player should be ejected.
Hopefully not rejected, because that hurts. That feels bad. And we'll be anxious to get play going here again. I was anxious to see the Wolves get back on offense there at midfield in the third quarter.
Okay,
here.
I just saw another unsportsmanlike against Rogers called.
I think Rogers has. I think they have over 100 yards of penalties.
Nope, I would agree with you. So I'm not sure what the.
But now
it looks like what you said, Phil, that the play stands because it was after. They were just talking. I didn't see a flag go up, so they were just talking to the Rogers coach, and it's now 3rd and 2 at the Wolves.
I think number 14 on the near sideline is begging for the ball one-on-one with our defensive back. He's waving at the quarterback
37.
before the play, so look for the ball to go to the right near sideline.
That actually should be motion on the quarterback. You cannot jerk your hands and head like that.
Right? Yeah, well, it's up to the refs to call it.
Motion.
Here we go.
Hand off, jet sweep.
Well played.
First down.
That'll be a pickup of a first down.
So they pick up just over 4 yards on that. But those jet sweeps were going for 10, 15 yards earlier.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that. You know, they needed a jet sweep to pick up 2 yards for a first down, whereas before they were going for 10, 20 yards.
Wolves have adjusted nicely. They're pinching down in the corners a little quicker, and then they're getting help. You know, that's the whole idea. You slow them down or turn them in, and you got help coming.
Got 3 trips to the left for the Rams.
Here comes the blitz.
They handed it off.
He gave about 4. That's number 25 for the Rams.
The blitz was coming strong from the Wolves, and if the quarterback had held the ball out there for a pass, he would have been in some trouble. It was smart. It was good for the Rams. That was a handoff.
So unfortunately, the blitz came up to the left side, and the run went on the Wolves' left side, and the run went to the Rams' left side. So
2nd and 6. 6:35 left here in the third quarter of a 14-7 Wolves lead here at Ed Fisher Field in Port Orchard.
And pass play coming up.
Nicely broken up.
That's number 25 from the Wolves, Preston Moritz.
That was a very nice breakup in the end zone, because that was going to be a 6-pointer there for a touchdown, and he zoned in. He zoned in on it and broke it up there at the very end. Nice breakup.
So again,
3rd and 6.
I'm seeing a quarterback who really can't drill the ball. He can only loft it.
Yeah, there's a lot of air underneath of it. There doesn't have the zip.
But he's
accurate,
getting it there
mostly. But
it gives the defense time to adjust to
react,
which we'll take as Wolves fans.
So 3rd and 6.
And he is a sophomore.
Another pass play coming up. Wolves on it. Wolves hit the quarterback as he throws the ball.
Picked up again
by number 24. And he's got some room in front of him.
And he's going up the right
DeAndre
sideline.
Davis brings the ball back to the 43-yard line.
That is a huge return for the Wolves. Up the right sideline. The 3rd turnover of the night. Big play. Big lights. Friday night lights. Wolves with the ball up 14-7 here in the second half.
Second pick
for DeAndre Davis. And here comes the replay, folks. Ball underthrown. 2 Wolves go for it. And as you can see, he's got some blockers out there. They do a nice job of not making illegally blocking.
You know, we were just talking about the quarterback, the sophomore looker for the Rams, who has a lot of air underneath of his passes. And the very next play, he throws up seemed like a Hail Mary. Like it was the last play of the game, and it was to win it. And it just didn't seem like a very accurate pass, like a real floater.
So we have, looks like it's going to be another false start. I would say, because before the ball snapped. They're calling timeout, so maybe the Wolves called timeout on that before the snap.
Maybe they're running out of time with the play clock.
Could have been. It seemed like it took the Wolves a while to get out there.
Yeah, I think there was going to be a penalty if they didn't call a timeout. I like that they're taking that seriously. They don't want to just take the penalty in the third quarter. Those timeouts are important. However, you don't want to take a penalty when you've got the ball back at midfield after a big turnover. That's 3 turnovers for the Rams tonight. 2 interceptions and 1 fumble recovery for the Wolves. And the quarterback, Looker, we didn't mention that. We forgot to mention this because the tail end of the play was the interception and return, but he really got popped by an illegal hit from a blitzing back, a backer.
Yeah,
and that was that's a big statement.
Probably why the ball was a little bit short.
Correct. Yeah. Now that we talk about it, correct.
So Wolves start 1st and 10 at their own 42. Oh, ball bounces up in the air. Wolves recover and move forward for 2 yards.
I think that was a scrum.
Yeah, it turned into a rugby match there for a second, and
gain of 2.
Gain of 2, just the way they drew it up. Not
Much
really
better than a turnover.
Not really. It very easily could have been recovered.
So here's a replay of that. The quarterback never gets his hands on the ball. Number 44 picks it up. Unfortunately, folks, he's not on our roster, so we don't know who that is.
Number 44.
Number 44 for the Wolves. He's been having a great game, though. So, and then here we go with a handoff up the middle. We know who that is. That's number 9, Tyson Carter. The line is doing an incredible blocking job right now.
How many yards was that?
That was about 15, 20 yards. And that's a great example of a line, as you mentioned, just doing a great job. And it's nothing fancy. It's just straight up the middle.
And
nice run.
You know what's picking up? I mean, the kids' heads are up. They have not gone down, but they've got confidence rolling here.
They've got a lead.
I know.
In the third quarter. I mean, we haven't been here in
we
haven't been here in years.
And the home crowd feels it too.
Yep. Little counter move there. Cross stack, and he's breaking free.
Nice
move. Using his blockers well. He's going to bring the ball down to the 15-yard line for another Wolves first down. That's number 26, Dylan Murray.
What a run from Murray. Popping out.
And we've got a Ram player down.
Popping out to the right side, spinning, turning, churning, and breaking tackles up to about 15.
So that's number 10, Dylan Doan, down on the field for the Rams, and we're hoping that he can get on up and he's okay.
If my math is right, I think it was about a 25-yard gain, wasn't it, gentlemen?
Oh, that was a big gain. That was about the 40 down to the 50, about 25 yards.
Thanks for not disagreeing.
No, I would never disagree with you. That's not what I'm here for. I might talk over you. I might talk over you a little bit, but I'm not going to disagree with you.
No, we're not doing any of that, are we?
If you've been here in the past, you'll notice, Brian's math skills are not always up to par, but
we do have an abacus up here to help Brian, and it helps.
Usually I count with my fingers and toes, but you guys won't let me take my shoes off, so.
We're in a small room up here.
We do have a
small closed room.
We do have a strict rule about Brian has to keep his shoes on.
I understand.
So.
And he does get up and walks off under his own power, so that's a good sight to see.
That's great.
Hopefully just
it looks like there's another one that's down, too, that's on the sideline.
Yep.
So there's 2 down. That looks a little more
He's not moving much.
That always makes me nervous.
That run got awfully physical as he broke it off to the right.
Yeah, this one's over on the sideline, though. So I don't know if it's part of the play or not. Are we able to see that on a replay, guys?
So we're not sure what number that is. I've got coaches and athletic trainers and everything around him, and that's certainly what the game stopped, and we just want the best for him.
Yeah, we're not quite sure what the situation is with that player down there on the Rogers sideline.
Looks like there's always a doctor here, and it looks like maybe that's from the South Kitsap side. has gone over. You've got the binoculars.
Looks like he's sitting up now.
Yep, he is. He's sat up, and that's a great
Good
sign. And it looks like he's going to try to get to his feet. Or they're just talking to him for a couple of extra seconds.
Again, a couple of seconds or a minute or two here doesn't...
not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
So just going back a little bit of information some of our listeners might not know, but again, the renaming of the field to honor longtime Coach Ed Fisher.
It's number 44. So that's Kaz Horner getting on up.
Well,
so
he's up
good.
under his own power. That's a good sign. But anyway, Fisher, if you don't know, if you're around for South Kitsap, I don't know how you can't know this, but Fisher coached the Wolves for 23 seasons from 1974 to 96. Of course, won a state championship 4A in 94 at the Kingdom. He compiled a 197-48 record with 17 postseason appearances. Pretty amazing.
That's an incredible record. So South will take the game will start here with Southwest ball, 1st and 10 on the Rogers 15-yard line. And we're seeing Ed Fisher style football. I'm sure he's here tonight because of dedication and everything. I'm sure he's loving this. And again, we have a run up the middle.
It just doesn't seem right now that the Rogers Rams have many answers on the defensive line to stop that run. And looks like that player might have lost the helmet. And if they don't get that fixed pretty soon, this game is going to be a two-score game pretty quick.
Well, it's 2nd and looks like about 3 from the
8-yard line.
So, it's getting close. So
again, by my unofficial stats here, the Wolves are just shy of 100 yards rushing. Probably more because I've missed some, but I try to keep a tally.
So another run play coming on up.
He's in the end zone.
Another Wolves touchdown.
We're not sure who ran that in just yet, but man, one more time, straight up the middle, and touchdown Wolves. They go up 20-7, and I think the Rams at this point might be a little shell-shocked, not expecting this game or this score at this point this evening.
I'm not going to.
There we go. There's a cannon.
Boom, baby.
At this rate, ROTC is going to run out of
ammo.
So,
well, they aim the cannon up at us. So if they ever have something really in it, we're in trouble, guys.
Yeah, that's true.
And the kick is up and good.
I believe that's Peterson again. One more time with the kick.
So, folks, the score on your screen is correct. South Kitsap is leading 21-7.
3:54 left in the third quarter.
And there goes the fight song again. We have a replay coming up for that run. So that's number 26, Dylan Murray.
Look at the block. Look at the hole there. Great job, offensive line. Credit to the guys in the trenches.
That's my favorite part of the game is watching the D line and the offensive line and that chess match that happens every football game. That's a fun one to watch.
Did D-Rod play the D line?
D-Rod has watched a lot of D.
Oh, okay.
Does intramural flag football offensive line count?
Sure, absolutely.
College. Okay.
So again,
at Central.
Yeah,
definitely.
Wildcats.
Yeah.
Chase Peterson is going to kick off again. They've few have been going into the end zone.
He's got a strong leg.
And the Rogers backs are now on the end line, trying to make sure they can hopefully get a return. And we're going to try to make sure they don't.
Last time Peterson kicked off, it was a touchback, and so he's been doing a great job in that department tonight. Another good kick.
Kick to the goal line.
Yeah, but
another touchback.
He's in the end zone. That's a touchback in high school. You don't have a choice as to whether or not to run it out.
And the kick returner did want to bring it out of the end zone, but couldn't. Yep. And it might have been a good thing that he couldn't, because I think the Wolves were going to be converging pretty quickly on him. Well, the Wolves defense, which has started with statements tonight, is back on the field. The offense has certainly come back with their own statements, and special teams is chipped in as well to do an excellent job. All three phases so far tonight for the Wolves.
So if I'm Rogers right now, I'm probably looking at some of those quick passes that were working in the first quarter.
Out to the flat.
And the first one is dropped. So that's a pass intended for number 14. That's Preston Santee.
And that's exactly what they did, Phil, is they did go right back out to the right flat. But when your bread and butter's not working, what do you do?
Yeah, exactly.
The one thing that has worked for them is the jet sweep when they actually do hand it off to the motion man. So we'll see if they go back to that.
Here comes the motion man now. I know it's going to be a run up the middle.
They had it
Breaks
stopped.
outside.
Ooh, crushing block by number 21 from the Rams. Legal block, but he just nailed the one Wolf there. He's kind of woozy, I think.
It's a gain of 18.
Big run for the Rams. Rams not going away. Even though we are in the late portions of the third quarter and down 14, and sensing they feel a sense of urgency here. And they
quality coaching, quality players, good program. They're not quitting.
Pitch out to the far side of the field, left side. Nice open field tackle. That's number 24 from the Wolves. That's DeAndre Davis. Been calling his name a lot tonight. And we have a injured Graham again. So that goes for no gain.
DeAndre is 5'10", 170 pounds. At least that's what he's listed as, wide receiver, defensive back. He's playing both ways tonight and playing very, very well.
Another Ram down in the field.
Do not like seeing this.
It's happened quite a bit tonight.
I mean, it's a physical game. I get it and all that, but it looks like he's sitting up now.
But good sign. That was a nice open field tackle, because normally when the Rams have been getting around the edges this evening, they've been making big gains, first downs, things like that.
10, 15.
Yep, big chunks of yards up the sideline. But in that case, a nice open field tackle, as he said.
That's the running back. And then he gets up under his own power. So that's good to see. So that's Raven Lund who had that carry. That one. He looks like he's getting a drink. Hopefully he's okay.
We got trips right again. A lot of times with this they throw the opposite way. That's a tendency, at least that I've seen.
Like a decoy.
I'm sorry, it's 22 Tice Riddell. I don't know. Wolves coming on up again. It's forward, pass in the air. Good pass. Receiver's got it. He's going to go in.
The pass was almost picked off. That is a touchdown for the Rams, but almost tipped it up.
62-yard pass.
So that pass was complete to number 25, Scotty Diner. And, big extra point right here, folks. This is important. Scores 21-13 right now. See if the Wolves can block this extra point. Wolves haven't really been in a lead of a game that meant something in a while, so this is a lot of fun out here tonight. The kick's up, and the kick is good. The Rams did a great job of coming on back and scoring. That's what they need to do. So
this is a test for the Wolves right here.
He would come up with a replay. As you can see, he just catches it and outruns.
Wolf safety, I'm not sure who it was. I didn't catch the number. Tried to make a play on it and just from his fingers, just missed it.
That close to tipping that ball.
And when that happens, though, that a lot of times they complete the pass, and as we saw, the result was 6 points.
Yep, no one behind him. So,
well, important thing for the Wolves here to get, in order to get back to their winning ways, is to get a lead and keep a lead. And so this, once again, is going to be a big test for them as a team to see if they can either hold the lead or add on to it here to finish this game. There is 2:43 left in the third quarter.
Well, the other thing they got to do is they have to move their backs up. right now on this kickoff. They need to
Yes.
move up another 5 yards.
Because there's that big gap there in the middle.
There they
of the
are.
field.
There we go.
There they
Making an
are.
adjustment.
There they are.
Yeah.
Either they can't or they won't kick it deep.
So Phil, you were saying we were getting texts from across the country and all that. I just got a text all the way from Everett. How about that?
Whoa.
That's about as far away as my family gets.
It's across the
is
water.
Everett.
Across the water. Everett, Washington, everybody.
Thanks, sis.
One shout out to Steve Cornella coming in from Port Orchard. We got a text from Steve. Thanks for watching tonight, Steve.
Steve, he's a former student of mine. Great kid. He's not a kid anymore, but
they're kids to you.
Yeah, they are. They always will be.
Well, when you're as old as Brian, everybody's
Hey.
Oh.
That hurts.
Oh, we
It's
have a
accurate.
flag.
It's accurate, but it hurts.
We have a flag going before the kick.
Not sure what this is about.
I'm looking at the Wolves. None of them are offside.
It's counting.
Oh, counting. Make sure we have the right number of players. One, two.
I think the ref just said, "My bad."
Hey, they're human too.
Yep.
Wait.
I used to have a ref doll when I was a kid that the arms and legs would come off with Velcro. And I needed it on Seahawks game days most of my youth.
We do have a 5-year penalty.
So I think they had an extra player there. I saw 2 come off, 1 come on, which usually means that there's one. Anyway.
Yep. I think that if the Wolves play their cards right here, they could get the ball in very good field position.
Hey, D-Rod, give Brian that because can we?
Yep.
Hey, I counted it right that time. Give me a little credit on that one.
We'll give you some credit. You did
Thank
good,
you.
Mike.
Thank you.
So again, from the Wolves, though, I'd like to see them move up a little bit further with their deeper backs.
Yeah.
I don't know if he can.
He's able to kick it high. So let's see what he does here.
Oh,
look at that!
Wolves got it.
Holy moly!
On the back of the end zone, it's going to be a touchback most likely for the Rams.
He's down.
He was down?
I hope so. that was more hopeful than.
Signal touchdown. So that was number 17, Jaden Armstrong, an up back.
He scored?
Who gets the ball on the...
It's hard to tell what's going on down there.
Folks, that side of the field is in the dark for us, just about.
80 yards away. I think they're either going to call it down or a touchback because I noticed the ball rolling around in the end zone.
That's a score. Just to let you guys know, we sit up high off the field and about the 20...
Hang on.
I'm hanging on.
Well, I thought he signaled first down Rogers.
And guessing it's a touchback.
No, it's not a touchback because the ball's on the half-yard line.
So I think he was down, and the ball did come out, but I think it was down, and so they did not score. The ball's on the 1 yard line, 2 yard line.
And who's going to have the ball?
But Rogers got the ball, so he must have fumbled.
Oh.
He had a head of steam going up there. All I had to do was hold on to the ball, but that's hard to do when you got people slapping and dragging
that was really an amazing play. He caught that funny.
They read it perfect.
Kick, and he just busted past the line and almost scored.
So it's Rogers' ball. They're going to throw long. Incomplete pass.
If we could force a punt out of the end zone here, I think that puts Rodgers in a very tough spot, a point where they might actually give up a safety to the Wolves. That's a pretty tough play to convert in high school. A punt inside your end zone from snapping from the 1 yard line.
So we got to hold them here. So
that'd be the plan. That'd be good.
Again, folks, this is we're a good distance away. We're at the other 20 and off the field, looking down into kind of the dark end of the stadium. So
it's kind of like the dark side of the moon.
And the full moon's not helping us tonight. Yeah.
Well, we wish that the clouds would clear away so we get some.
So second 10, back to pass, up the middle. The Wolves got their hands on that one. Well read by number 25, Preston Moritz.
The Wolves have touched a lot of Rams passes tonight to disrupt their offense and their passing game, and kind of sends a message to them that, hey, be careful because we're out here.
So it brings up 3rd and 10 from their, half-yard line, 1-yard line. So good opportunity for the Wolves. They can hold them
This
in
is
here.
this is an amazing opportunity for the Wolves right here.
So here's a pass play. Played off a little bit. They do get enough for a first down. It's about 11-yard pickup.
Good play call by the Rogers Rams. Perfect play call to get him out of trouble and give him a first down at the 11 on a very fortunate and strange special teams play where they pooched it again on the kickoff, fielded it perfectly by the Wolves, read perfectly, and then somehow, some way fumbled, and then the Rams get the ball back. We do have 2:13 left in the third quarter. Wolves up 21-14.
So the ball is on looks about the 13-yard line. Here comes that jet sweep action. It's quick out.
Nicely defended.
Gain of about 3 yards. So the ball's just over the 15. At the 16-yard line. So. Second down and about 6.
Wolves defense needs to step up here, force a punt if they can, and
it's going to be a timeout by Rogers.
Timeout Rogers. I believe is that their second of the half, Phil?
No, I think that's their first. I think the Wolves called one earlier.
Wolves called one earlier, and then now the Rams have called one. So that's 2 timeouts should be left for each team here in the second half. It already kind of feels like it got a fourth quarter type of feel right now.
We're almost there.
Still a minute 57 left in the third. The Wolves have kind of had to play a little guessing game with the Rams special teams tonight, especially with kickoffs, and it's kind of come back to burn the Wolves with 2 turnovers here in the second half.
But, D-Rod, there are coaches who just don't believe in kicking off. They think, you're giving the ball to their best receivers in space, so kick it short, kick it sideways, try to get the ball, and it sometimes it works. I think I read an article about a high school coach in Texas. He didn't have a punting team. He went for it every fourth down, and he was a highly successful coach. So,
That's funny. I haven't heard that before. No punter needed.
Nope, no punter needed. So here's another pass play, going deep, open receiver, drops the ball.
Nicely defended.
Yeah.
Who was that?
There are 2 Wolves over there.
We've got
DeAndre Davis is one of them.
Sam Canton was the other, number 37.
Yep, that's right.
Sam Canton. So, to hit him right the ball came. So.
Touched his hands, but just could not quite haul it in. That's going to bring up a very, very important for both teams, 3rd and 6, with the Rams backed up to their own end zone, 16-yard line. They got to be careful here, no mistakes. Otherwise, the Wolves have done a great job of pouncing on Ram mistakes tonight with turnovers, 2 interceptions, and 1 fumble recovered.
It looks like, they've got the clock stopped. There might have been a penalty on that play. So we have a flag, and I believe it was for holding on the Rams.
So that should be half the distance, or is that going to be?
That'll be half the distance because we're inside the 20. So if they decide to take it.
That's a great call, Matthew.
2nd and 14, I believe, from the 8.
Yeah, I would certainly, you got to take this penalty and push them back inside.
Just don't want to give up any balls up the left or right sideline or over the middle. Try to keep the receivers in front of you. Try not to let them catch any passes up the left or right sideline.
Well, I'm expecting a pass kind of up this right-hand side to number 1. I think this is fairly obvious. They just shifted his position to the side.
One-on-one coverage.
Oh, we're going to have another jet sweep. So, whoa, he's got a lot of room.
Well, he could be gone.
Wow. One man to get him. That's DeAndre Davis.
And he misses.
He misses. Nice try, DeAndre. That's hard when coming full steam at an angle like that. So we do have lots of flags on the field. It is definitely, I would say, coming back.
It's probably going to be an illegal block in the back or a hold against the Rams.
Right. I see at least 2 flags on the field, but they're both downfield away, so it will not be a touchdown.
Coming
I don't
back,
believe.
looks like. Here's the call. Costly penalty against the Rams again to take away a touchdown. Although would the touchdown have happened without the penalty is the question. So therefore, it will come back and will put the Rams further with their backs up against their own end zone. A really untimely and costly penalty for the Rams. A question for us up here in the booth tonight is how many penalties and how many yards of penalties have the Rams amassed tonight, and they're still in this game.
Yeah, certainly coaches aren't going to be happy with, it's kind of sloppy when you have that many penalties. But.
So it looks like it's going to be from the point of the foul. So
yeah, from the point of the
could
foul.
Be a first down.
We'll see where they mark the ball. It looks like it's going to be 3rd or 2nd and 1, or just under 1. So it brings the ball all the way back to the 23-yard line, 24-yard line. Break for the Wolves, but the play may never have happened without the penalty.
Correct. So try to keep the defense tries to keep the offense in front of them here and keep them from marching down the field.
2nd and inches.
So quarterback keeper.
As he scampers towards the left sideline, well beyond the first down marker.
Picks up about 13 yards in that play.
As we get into the latter stages of this game, gentlemen, the turnovers for the Wolves have been a huge factor tonight. And if we were to pick up another one, if the Wolves were to pick up another one here, it'd be certainly advantageous. And that offense to get the ball back would be huge for the Wolves.
So 1st and 10, ball on the 32-yard line, and quick out to the right. One Wolves tackle missile, but the third one gets him. Pick up 10 yards.
The fumble.
The Wolves got the ball.
I noticed that the receiver pounded the ground, so the ball had squirted out and promptly picked up by a Wolf defender.
Just talking about
timely turnovers.
Timely turnovers.
That's number 4 tonight for the Rams. 2 fumbles and 2 interceptions.
So Wolves will start with the ball inside Rodgers' territory again tonight, and they've got something going.
What the Wolves want to do here is run that clock, but progress. Obviously, get some points on the board. But what you want to do and what you're able to do are 2 different things sometimes.
So Wolves try to run it up the middle for no gain.
Oh, we got a late flag. We have the ball carrier was on the ground. He went to stand up, and a Ram lineman shoved him in the back to the ground. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty, unsportsmanlike.
And one of the Rams players then pushed his own player, saying, kind of knock it off.
Right, but it's too late. Damage done.
Coach has got to be
pretty upset about
that one.
Yeah. No need for that. No reason for it.
There's no place for it, period. So coach is making a substitution here, and I'm guessing if I had to, that's the guilty
running off the field.
Yep.
Yeah, doghouse. I know how the doghouse feels.
When you make a mistake like that, you really don't want to go to the side. Sometimes you want to go to the other sideline.
Exactly. So that's a 15-yard penalty.
Ouch.
Takes the ball inside the 30.
Well, the Rams have to be frustrated because they're a good team. I don't know if they're ranked or not, but they always have a great program, and they're in a ball game here. Wolves are handing it to them. Defensively, they are just tough as nails. In offense, they're moving the ball. They're not perfect, but they're moving the ball, and they're gaining confidence. I think every single series that they're out there, and good things are happening.
And folks, this is a lot of fun to watch. Like I said, we've been up here for a lot of years.
It's a good football game.
And this is a good football game. They're playing well. The line's blocking excellent right now. So hopefully this will continue. There's another trap play. Another big haul.
Up the right sideline.
That's going to go for about 11, 12 yards.
That's another big run up the right side.
So that's, again, number 26, Dylan Murray.
I think that's, the Wolves coaches seeing that they've got 2 safeties back, and so therefore there's fewer guys up on the line to defend the run, so we're going to run the ball. Keep the clock running if you're the Wolves.
Got just under a minute left to go in the third quarter, and
So Wolves lining up, 2 to the left, another quick run up the middle.
I'm going to keep playing. I'm going to keep, what was that, 21-23 ice?
Yep. Again, it's number 26, Dylan Murray. If it's working, keep going. You only gained a yard that time, but
I have to say that unsportsmanlike penalty really hurt.
That hurts.
That hurts.
And they had stopped him on the run on the previous play. It would have been 2nd and 10.
They're coached. Both teams are coached to not. I mean, football's an aggressive game, and kids are fired up and all that. But you got to know when to turn that off, because that's just. I mean, that hurt.
That was a killer. And they gave the Wolves a first down.
So we have a timeout. There's 3 seconds left.
There's a flag down.
So
in the.
I think the Wolves were hoping to run the clock out for the quarter, and there probably wasn't enough time. So let's see what the call is.
They didn't think they had to run.
No, there was too much time. Is what there was.
Yeah, I think it's a delay. That is a coach's mistake, folks.
We
got 3 seconds left on the clock right now. So it's going to be 2nd down and 14, and that's one that we just can't have.
Got a single safety, so one more man up in the box to help defend the run for the Rams.
The Wolves have been pretty successful with that. Is it counter play, Phil? Back, just right up the middle, both sides.
Now they're saying there's 8 seconds. Again, I'm not sure.
3 seconds, 8 seconds left in the quarter. Not sure. Okay.
Now the quarter is going to expire.
So I'm not sure why the penalty happened.
Okay, so I have to end the third quarter then.
All right. Well, into the third quarter at Ed Fisher Field. South Kitsap 21, Rogers Ram 14. How about that, guys?
Well, that's great. I mean, the Wolves are knocking on the door here to try to punch in a touchdown, if not a touchdown, a field goal at least to go up 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. And the Wolves are playing like the Wolves of old, some smash mouth football, some aggressive defense, and really running the ball. Dare I use the term, old school.
So do you think Coach Fisher gave him a pregame pep talk and that fired him up?
He might have. We certainly had a nice long ceremony out here for him, and the field dedication. It was well done. I'm not quite sure why they're not moving the ball here down together in the field, a few of the officials. But didn't get ready for the fourth quarter.
Maybe they're still deciding whether or not there's time left in the third quarter. Not sure. That was a little bit confusing for us up here in the booth about what was happening with the time and the clock.
Yeah, I would have kind of thought that once you have a delay game, the clock stops.
And there was a penalty somewhere in there against the Wolves.
So, yeah.
But the Wolves are switching sides as with the Rams as we move down to the right side of the field for us, moving from left to right. Wolves with the ball. 2nd and 14. The Wolves heavily penalized for some sort of a delay of game violation there at the end of the third quarter. 2nd down, 14 at the 23. Knocking on the door of the Rams.
And again, folks, the last time the Wolves were ahead going into the fourth quarter, I couldn't tell you. It's been a couple years. So here we go with
roll out,
and a quarterback pass play to wide open receiver. And he drops it.
And he was falling out of bounds.
It would have been a tough catch, but
he was open.
He was open.
That's a right-handed quarterback rolling to his left. It's tough to set your feet and get that throw off. Russell Wilson makes it look easy, so everybody thinks, oh, they can do that. He can totally do that. Russell is a magician, so to have these high school guys out here trying to do it is a tough order. He almost connected on that. That was a really, and he was wide open, really close play.
Yeah, he really had the time to take his time, but teaching that is tough.
Yep.
So we have 3rd and 14 from just outside the 20. Another
Check down.
little check down, bring the ball in.
Smash.
Run over some people. And we get the ball down. Looks like they're going to mark it at about the 12-yard line.
Now-
So it brings up 4th and 4.
Now
Okay,
I was
coaches.
thinking field goal here, but
You-
with ball being on the right hash,
Here comes the replay, folks, with the ball coming on through, and look at him try to run over this Rams player, and does a pretty good job of doing it.
I think if I'm the Wolves here, guys, this is an extra point.
It was Tyson Connor again.
I think
with,
the Wolves.
with that
I think the Wolves call
reception and tough running. Man,
He put his
he's
head
not
down.
afraid to put his head down.
They're going to go for it.
That's a good call.
They
I
might
think.
call a timeout here and set up the field goal.
They might. Do you think
Yep,
they'll try
yep,
to maybe
timeout.
draw him off,
Yep.
change
Nope,
up the?
timeout. Set up the field goal team. That's my guess.
Yep.
Fourth and-
Number 18, Chase Peterson is coming off the sideline.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to talk over you there about when I was trying to talk about the field goal that I think that they should kick here, but good call on the running play. Just really running over some guys there to force some extra yards and kind of ram it down their throats a little bit. Nice run, nice tough running. And the Wolves looks like they will be setting up for a field goal to go up 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. And it seems that we have a very reliable kicker in Chase Peterson for the Wolves, and so
I can see it the other way. Phil, you've coached football many years and whatnot. I know what you would do. You'd go for it.
Again, you have a 21-game losing streak.
Exactly.
But the field goal, the last time we missed a field goal had nothing to do with the kicker. It had to do with the snap. You get the snap,
And
the
the
holding
hold.
kick, and the blocking. All has to be perfect.
Sam Canton holding.
So there's the good snap. And there
Kick
we
is
go.
up. It is good. Tough to tell here in the booth, but it's through.
You can tell from the audience.
all 3 of us, we're kind of in a small room, and all 3 of us all leaned together at the same time and looking, did it go through? It did. Two-score lead here for the Wolves with 11 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
And a call that I agree with from Coach Erickson to call a timeout there. Think about it. Set up your field goal team. Don't hurry them out there. Get them out there. Guarantee yourself some points to the best of your ability. Go up 2 scores, 24-14 here with just over 11 left in the 4th quarter. South Kitsap over the Rogers Rams in rather unexpected fashion as the NJROTC launches another scoring cannon off here at Ed Fisher Field.
And Chase Peterson's been a kicker here for a couple of years now, so I think very reliable. They have a lot of confidence in him. So it's just fantastic giving that opportunity, and did a great job of getting that through.
I had the privilege of coaching Chase Peterson at middle school, junior high level a few years ago at Sedgwick, now middle school. So to see him doing so well up here at South Kitsap is awesome, and he's always been a good kicker.
Yeah, we're having problems up here because the crowd is so noisy. We have to keep
Wow. I like that. I like that problem.
And so it's fantastic. But
Go.
they are definitely into it. The student section is absolutely rocking right now.
Go fans and go band. Crank it up.
Here comes the kick.
Oh, pooch it.
Pooching it in.
A little bit of their own medicine here.
And Rogers does recover. So they'll take over on the 33-yard line.
Now, I'm surprised they did that, simply because Peterson's had a couple of kicks that have gone into the end zone, and they kicked that short. And it wasn't an offensive; it was just offside. Excuse me, it wasn't an onside. There we go. Thank you, Phil. There wasn't even numbers, and I was getting mixed up there. So I'm kind of surprised that they did that, but
I think
again, trying to keep them down there and no return and.
Yeah, maybe don't want to give up any surprise plays, run backs, anything to their speedsters from the Rogers Rams.
This is tough for the Wolves. They haven't been in this position for a while, so it's a different type of pressure than any of these guys have felt at the high school level. But they're playing up to it, and I'm proud of them.
The blitz is picked up.
Quarterback is
the hold. There's a hold.
That's coming back.
I think there was 2 holds, and they called the second one.
Yep.
On the same guy.
So good job by defensive backs covering. Quarterback really had nowhere to go with the ball.
Yep, and we did have a lineman that got in the backfield there, and he was held pretty obviously and significantly, and that's why we have the yellow flag on the field.
Yeah. So I think one of the things they're probably thinking is, that number 1, Tyrese Rios Trap, is very fast and quick,
Yes.
and they don't want to give him a chance to return and bring it.
No, I think that's what the thinking was. Is don't put the ball in his hands if you can avoid it at any time.
So we've watched that a little bit, watching Burns a little bit. Wow.
And it's hard, and
big penalty.
And if you're the Rogers Rams, you should be pretty exhausted from backing up so much from the penalties tonight.
That one was 15 yards, so
that's not holding.
That was something.
Slip or something. I'm not sure.
Illegal block, shot block, something. We can make it up, right?
Yeah, sure.
It was something bad.
Something bad.
So here's another pass play. And again, quarterback's flushed out of pocket.
And the quarterback's going to take a hit and go down with a pack of wolves.
14-yard line. A loss of 3 yards.
He just held on to the ball too long, and we're going to call that on the back end, the defenders leaving no lanes of passing for the quarterback. So therefore, we call that a coverage sack. And what a play from the Wolves defense on both ends, the line and in the secondary.
So it looks like we might have a stoppage. I'm not sure if there's a flag on the far side. There is.
Penalty on the Wolves.
Penalty on the Wolves.
Not sure what the penalty was. Maybe.
I'm looking at
one of those.
He signaled like an illegal block, so
But
I would decline that. I would think with the loss.
If it's against the Wolves.
It's against the Wolves.
They pointed at the Wolves.
Well, how could you have an illegal block?
You can't have that. So
illegal use of hands looks like.
So we'll give the Rams their yards right back.
Yeah, we'll give them 10 of them at least. So
the official is trying to explain to the coach, and
I'm not sure how you have that unless
the coach is not accepting.
He's a little animated with
He's not accepting the explanation being given by the official. The official's trying to reset the clock up in the booth. Meanwhile, the coach for the Wolves, Dan Erickson, is giving him an earful.
No, I think they're just talking about where they're going to go to dinner after the game.
I think it's a nice casserole recipe that he has. He's sharing with him.
So it brings up 1st and 15. So we give
kind of back and forth at the penalty yards here.
You can always disagree with the refs, but you're never going to change your mind.
I do it all the time.
It doesn't change. Never doesn't work.
Another pass play coming on out here.
Oh, missed tackles.
So he is stopped there. Well, favorable spot. I thought he hit first a yard earlier, but
after all that,
that was number 21, Cameron Beck for the Rams, and he is a tough runner. He's one tough cookie.
After all that, was that first down?
And he's a sophomore.
So it's 2nd down and about 6 yards to go.
It took us a while to get to 2nd down, but here we are.
I'm gonna predict that kid, when he graduates high school, he's going to be playing Saturdays.
Solid prediction.
Here we come again. Quarterback's back to pass.
Boy, that was up for grabs. Pass over the middle. 3 defenders and 1 Ram with the ball sailing over the 50-yard line.
Had his eyes set on leveling him too. He pulled up a little bit.
Smart job by Sam not laying the lumber on him. He didn't have to, especially after he dropped the ball. That's a bang play, and you got to know when to lay off, and that's smart by the defender.
Hey, I got a nickname for him, Sam the Bam Canton. What do you think?
I think his nickname is Taz. Yeah. I remember that from when he was a little guy.
I know you're right. I know. Okay.
Sam, believe it or not, guys, Sam was a ball boy when our kids were going to school. So here we go with a little pass play, well covered by DeAndre Davis, but a good, well thrown ball and completed to Tyrese.
Well, with the 10-point lead, psychologically, the Wolves don't want to get complacent. They want to keep playing tough D, which they still are. The Rams have made their way up to midfield, and that's about as far as the.
I don't think you're going to see any completion with the Wolves right now. Another pass play. Ooh, open receiver. Oh, picked off! Sam Sam Canton brings the ball back to the 50-yard line.
Is that the second interception for Sam Canton tonight?
Second pick for Sam.
And the fifth
It was
turnover.
deflected, and Sam was right there on. He's playing center field.
And the fifth turnover for the Rogers Rams as the Wolves take over again at midfield. Unless there's a penalty that's going to bring it back. Which I don't see a flag.
They're talking in the middle.
On the field, but they're talking.
I'm not sure what the conversation could be about. Maybe where to place the ball for the Wolves. On the S or the K.
D-Rod, what would we do without you?
I feel like I've known you more than 3 quarters.
You have. I've known you since you coached my kid.
That's right. I was proud to do it. Both of you guys.
That's why my kid wrestled.
He was a great wrestler on the basketball court, too.
That he was.
Loved it. I loved it. Let's see what the referees are discussing here.
So Sam's coming on off the field and getting high five, so I'm assuming it's Wolves ball.
You know, I was just saying that's...
no flag on the play. You know what? I bet you it was an interference call, but the ball was tipped.
But the ball was tipped. There you go. Good call.
That's it.
So they picked it
Phil,
up.
that's why we have you up here, for that, your brains.
But I love, what I do love.
It's not for his looks.
Whichever way that it goes, the referees took the time to stop and discuss it.
Yep,
and make sure they have the right call.
Right.
Yep. Especially without the...
And the Wolves are at the 50 with a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter with 9:23 left. And here's a surprise, folks. We're running the ball.
Bouncing off to the right.
Successful, so why not keep it going?
And keep the clock running.
That's number 9, Tyson Carter, picking up about 2 yards.
He's had a nice game. He's playing tough on D and running the ball. I like the way he runs downhill.
Yep, he does. He keeps his legs moving, legs churning. And right now, the Wolves are in no hurry to snap the ball.
I don't think many people expected the Wolves to be in this position at this point of the game.
Right now, the Wolves are not playing against the Rams. They're playing against the clock.
Well said.
I'd like to see one more score. By the Wolves.
I would feel a lot by
Coach Phil. Excellent.
As a South Kitsap fan, I would too.
So here we go with a pass play. Here we go.
Wide
nice
open in the
dump
flat.
Off.
It's going to be a
flat.
It's going to be a first down. No illegal blocks, guys.
Wow.
And
Up the left
that's
side.
number 44. Like I said, we don't have his name, but he is not going to go out of bounds. He's running people.
Yeah.
Can anybody get us his name? I'd sure like to call his name out because he's had a nice game.
Oh, I wonder.
Again, good blocking by the line. Allowed that play to develop.
I wonder.
That's been a productive, good little pass there.
We're just trying to guess to see if we have the right name and wrong number up here in the booth for number 44. Great game tonight. Done a lot of great things for South Kitsap.
Sorry, Mom and Dad, we can't call his name out because we don't know who it is.
But be proud anyway.
So 1st and 10 Wolves.
Pitch.
Sweep coming to the right.
He doesn't have a long way to go. A lot of places to go.
That's okay. He got back to the line of scrimmage, which no loss is good. He actually gained about a half a yard on something that looked terrible.
He could have been strung out and got out of bounds, but I think he was heady enough that he didn't go. He just kind of cut back, which that's always dangerous because your linemen are blocking one way for it, and when you reverse directions, a lot of times you can get some illegal blocks there. But
he kind of tucked the ball in and just kind of kept it safe.
Kept the ball, and the clock is it's now just under 8 minutes to go in this game.
Wolves up 10, 24-14 in the fourth quarter.
2nd and 9 from the 32-yard line. Rogers' 32-yard line. Another run play coming. It's that little counter. Oh, face mask.
No call, no flag. It looked like a face mask.
Either there's a face
his
mask.
Head really, maybe grabbed him, kind of by the collar.
He just kind of took a weird angle when he went to the turf, and so I'm not.
Folks, I saw a face mask.
Yeah, okay.
The officials might have missed it, and that happens. I think Coach saw a face mask too.
Yeah, he's talking. He's asking the referee how'd
you miss that?
Oh, he's giving it to him again.
We're fortunate because the game's happening right in front of us right now, so we had a real good look at that one. So 3rd and about 6. So here we go again, right up the middle.
Hard hitting out there.
Oh, and he might have picked up the first down. With
that is why
effort.
you keep your legs pumping, and it's
And that's Dylan Murray again.
That is a first down, and that might be the run of the game right here for the Wolves.
Folks,
still a lot of time. Still a lot of time.
Dylan Murray, 48. Drive that pile like you just did.
That's just determination and heart is what that is.
Big heart.
So 22-yard line, 1st and 10, 6:40 left in the game.
We've got the Wolves have an advantage out here
This is
on
textbook.
on the outside here.
Running,
with the receivers.
running. Clock is running.
Okay, coach will tell him to wait to run the clock down for snap. That's all. Another run. This time up the left side. It's again Dylan Murray. Folks, keep those legs going. He's got 7 yards. He's down to the 15-yard line.
You know, it's just this big pile of both teams, and they're just sort of, you can just move, and you just see the feet chugging along there.
You know,
he's tough, man.
I got to say that I think this Wolves team is channeling its Ed Fisher tonight with this run game.
I think the Wolves are tired of being 0-22 in the last 22 games.
Once in a while, you got to say to yourself, "I'm tired of getting beat here." So
it's time to start winning again. Great job by these athletes out here today. 2nd and 3.
Oh, that one's smothered.
Okay.
Big number 74.
Went to the well
Isaiah
once too many
Regland.
times there.
He's a junior, 5'10", 245 pounds. He played that well. He snuffed that run right in its tracks.
So loss of 2 on the play. That brings up 3rd and 5.
Nice play from the Rogers defense there. Unfortunately for them, the clock continues to tick behind their backs with 5:23 left in the game.
The Wolves taking their time.
As they should.
So here we go. They'll pass the pressure on the quarterback, try to get it out to the flats. Incomplete pass, which stops the clock.
I'm wondering if we're in field goal territory, go for it territory. We're not punting.
I think they're going to go for it.
I think that I'd go for it if I was the Wolves.
They're going to listen to Phil finally and just go for it. You're 0 and 20 or something like that, and you're
years.
up by 2 scores.
This becomes almost a 35-yard field goal.
Well, you don't make it, and you have 5 minutes to score twice if you're the Rogers Rams. So the Wolves have the upper hand here no matter what.
You make
it goes blocked and returned or something. Yeah.
There's no turnover. There you go. Fade route.
Fade route. End zone.
He could have thrown the flag. He could have thrown the flag.
I like the no call, I have to admit.
That was just a nice play, nice try on the receiver, and it was good defense. I mean,
the
fans don't like it.
Here's a replay, folks.
I understand where the fans are coming from. You can judge for yourself.
Let's see what we got on replay here.
And we really couldn't see.
We couldn't see. So I thought the defender got there just a little bit early, but I think it was close.
I thought it was a very nice pass, and the receiver was there almost, and nice play. The Rams have 5 minutes and 6 seconds to try to tie this game or take a lead. We'll see what happens here on Friday the 13th here at Ed Fisher Field, taking over at the 17-yard line.
So 1st and 10, pass play, come in.
The Wolves
tipped and almost intercepted.
The Wolves have gotten their hands on so many passes. Number 44 again, beating his chest like Tarzan.
Tarzan, that's what we'll call him since we don't know his name. That's Tarzan.
Tarzan is deflected a pass to keep the Rams offense at bay here.
2nd and 10.
Folks, I'm thinking that is probably number 43, Damian Roblowski.
That was my guess too, but I hate guessing.
I hate guessing too, but
he kind of looks 5'6", 217.
Tarzan, guys.
Fullback, linebacker.
It's Tarzan.
It might be Tarzan now. Run up the middle from the Rams.
Rams will take that because it's going to stop the clock quickly.
It's going to be a first down.
Reset the change. So
got a helicopter overhead.
That's an interesting fact.
Okay, clock should start. Yeah.
Could have been the Goodyear. Could have been the Goodyear blimp.
Again, pass play. Same pass play.
It went through the hands of Tarzan, who really would have been beating his chest with another pick for the Wolves.
So that's obviously one of their favorite plays, and he's got that red.
Yeah, he's got it read pretty good. They're just deflecting that pass now. It's not getting to the receiver's hands.
In high school, a pass across the middle is obviously one of the easier ones for a quarterback to throw. This quarterback's been picked a bunch of times tonight, and lobbing the ball isn't working.
Where's the blitz coming from? Here it comes up the middle.
They might call tripping on that.
No, that's not catchable.
The Wolves lucky to evade a flag there because there was a little trip up with the feet.
Little trip. I think it was.
And if there's going to be no pass interference here in the end zone, then there should be pass interference over there to keep, call it both ways. So good job by the officials not to throw the flag there when they could have.
Usually if it's a tangle of the feet, you're not going to let it go. You're not going to get a call. So.
I like it this time.
Yeah. Or works in favor. So 3rd and 10. Here comes a little pass play there. Going to try to pick up the first down.
And they do. And he gets out of bounds. 2 birds, 1 stone.
No, I don't think he caught that.
He missed it.
So we got 4th down, 4th and 10 from the 28-yard line.
What do you do here, Coach? If you're Rams coach, you got to go for it, don't you?
You have to go for it.
Because there's 4.5 to go. 4:35 to be exact.
You can't run it because the Wolves are completely clogging up the middle every down with pass rushers and blitzers. So here they're getting their wideouts ready here.
Something the Wolves did right there that they don't normally do is to move DeAndre Davis to the other side to cover number 1.
Gotcha. As a spy?
Yeah, Tyrese was trapped. He's out of bounds, I think.
He dropped it.
He dropped it, and he's out of bounds. That's going to be a turnover on downs for the Wolves.
Wolves ball on the 28-yard line.
And the crowd is deafening here at Ed Fisher Field in Port Orchard as the Wolves do take over. The defense holds 24-14 lead with 4:29 left in the game.
Okay, so we just found out 44 is Richard Nolan for the Wolves. He's having a great game, one heck of a game.
Sorry about that, number 43, Damian Warbluski, because we weren't sure. Richard Nolan, is that right, guys?
That's what we just found out from our producer.
Thank
Richard
you,
Nolan.
Thank you, headquarters.
Well, I like Tarzan better, but okay. How about Richard Tarzan Nolan?
It's going to be hard to shake that nickname now.
So Wolves take over 1st and 10, run play coming. Cuts it up in the middle, cuts it back. Nice job.
Initially stuffed.
He made a 3-4 yard gain out of nothing.
That's Tyson Carter, number 9.
Yes, Tyson Connor. Blah. Never mind.
Barring a Wolves turnover, the Wolves have got this game.
No, don't say it. Don't say it out loud. Do not say that out loud.
Barring a turnover. I'm not superstitious. These guys are. Hey, it's Friday the 13th. We said that too.
Full moon.
It is Friday the 13th.
That too.
That's not superstitious. That's a fact.
Wolves are starting to howl.
So quick handoff to the fullback.
That's
Richard Nolan.
Up the gut. That's my favorite term tonight, up the gut, because the Wolves have just pounded it there.
Ball down to the 20-yard line, 3rd down and 2 with 3:30 left.
The Rams have to be saying, what the heck? We heard the Wolves were 0-20 something or whatever, and that they weren't a good team and all that kind of stuff. Well, you know what? Wake up, South Puget Sound League. I mean, I know it's a tough league, and the Wolves aren't there yet, but this is a nice forward step.
Absolutely agree, Brian. Yeah, that might be a neutral zone infraction on number 52 from the Rams.
Yep.
It looked like he was stepping in there. His helmet was across the line at least, because we were right on the 20.
Start, Wolves.
That's surprising because 52 was in the neutral zone.
Does this stop? It obviously right now stop the clock, but will they restart it or does it start on the snap?
We'll find out.
Thanks. Hey,
I don't have the answer.
I'm looking out our window here, and the clouds are getting a little thin. I see a moon up there.
Full moon coming, so the time will start on the snap.
I'd say one of the stories of this game too has been big plays on defense, offense, and special teams. There's been some crazy stuff happening tonight.
There's definitely been some crazy things, but what I say is getting back to Wolf football, which is pounding the rock. Look at this.
Yep, pound it.
God, he is
not giving up. Not giving up.
Those linemen love to see, and it just fires the lineman up when you see a running back just working his tail off and pounding,
Yep.
just going for every inch.
We have timeout here called on the field, I believe, by Rogers. No, they're saying South Kitsap. Why would South Kitsap call timeout there?
Well, it's 3rd and 7, and if you can convert a first down here, then you've got good business.
It's now 4th and 7.
So I want to talk about it.
But why didn't you let the clock run down?
I want to talk about it.
Let the clock run down and then call timeout. Sorry, that's not. Not.
They had reason. Maybe they saw something and want to talk it over. Get it right.
All right. You want to do everything you can to secure this lead.
And you could do it with 2 minutes left on the clock instead.
You could. I'm not arguing with that.
And now I thought it was 4th down too, but it still says 3rd and 7 on the board, so we're going to see.
It says 4th down across on the official side marker.
There you go.
So let's go with that one.
There you go.
They're listening to you. They switched it.
Finally.
So we have 2:50 left, 4th down. Wolves going for it, probably too far for a field goal. Go ahead and throw the ball.
Wide open touchdown, Wolves! Holy moly!
That's DeAndre Davis with a touchdown. That's the second score of the night.
Serious? In the famous words of Dick Vitale, are you serious? Touchdown, Wolves! To take an insurmountable 30-14 lead with 2:46 to go in the game.
So the Wolves got on for the extra point.
Nice run up the middle, catch up the middle for the touchdown. Extra point is up.
And good.
31-14. The crowd is going absolutely nuts. We haven't seen it. Here comes the big boom from the cannon. We haven't seen anything like this in a long time.
Folks, it's 31-14 South Kitsap. And
unexpected and unpredicted.
They're a score away from calling it a true blowout.
Correct.
I really thought this game was going to be a blowout, but I really didn't think it was going to be. Honestly, didn't think it would be South Kitsap in the lead. But
this is a night for the South Kitsap community to celebrate and to revel in. And the game's not quite over, but the Wolves do have a comfortable 17-point lead with 2:46 left in the game. An unexpected 4th down strike touchdown to rip the hearts from the Rogers Rams and to really get the buses fired up and warmed up for the Rams, as the Wolves they'll try to keep the ball out of the hands of any playmakers for the Rams.
Yeah, I think you're going to see something similar.
Another pooch or onside type kick here.
We'll give up 10 yards of field position to make sure we have who we want touching the ball. But if you look across at the Rogers fans, they are not real excited anymore.
I think they're a little despondent, and I don't blame them. We know how it feels. Here's a pooch.
Again, there's your pooch.
Onside, just field it. You fielded it at the 44-yard line.
That's recovered by number 25, and that's
Scotty Diener. Sophomore, linebacker, running back.
Looks like Scotty Diener to me. And that's good. Just field the ball, get it. Secure the ball for your team. Give your team a chance here.
Yep. So
I haven't
on the 43-yard line. 1st and 10 with 2:45 left in the game.
I haven't heard a South Kitsap home football crowd sound like that in many years.
D-Rod, I've been here, and the crowd has been 100 to 200 people. We have almost a full stand out here tonight. Nobody has left the field, and it's a great place to be on Port Orchard Friday night, Friday 13th.
Absolutely agree.
So here's the reason why they're pooch kicking right here. There's a holding.
There's a hold or an illegal block in the back of some kind against the Rams.
But that's number one.
Number one, Tyrese Rios, and he's been heavily recruited out there. I know that. He's going to be playing Saturday. He's a ball player, but bummer that's going to be erased and coming back for them.
One thing that the Rams are going to be talking about in the film room tomorrow is penalties.
Yeah.
And easy for me to say up here in the booth, not smashing around down there on the field, but that's just an area of concern for the Rogers Rams, and it's one of the things that's, aside from turnovers, has given an advantage to the Wolves tonight.
Wolves have made their share of mistakes, but they've overcome it with some big plays, and that's penalty is being declined by the Wolves.
So they will just take the loss of down.
I think there's 2 penalties on.
Oh, I see.
Thank you. Yeah, I was going to say, but
So
they're not
here's
far enough.
illegal
Okay.
block and a face mask. Oh, it's offsetting. Face mask against the Wolves, illegal block against
Replay
Rogers. So it's
the down. Replay the down. First down and 10, 2:36 to go here in the game with an unforeseen big Wolves lead here in the fourth quarter, 31-14.
So that's a win for the Wolves because that 10 seconds that play took.
Just a little bit here and there. It all matters. It all matters.
Knocks it off the clock. So.
Yep.
And I understand that if the Wolves win, then the video productions teacher is buying dinner for the broadcast crew.
Oh, that's fantastic. I
awesome.
didn't realize that was part of the deal. But
we have that on tape, don't we?
Yeah, I've got it right here on my phone.
So
you didn't know I was recording him when he said that earlier.
So basically, bit of a delay, but a do-over. You can definitely see why we're getting a
option pitch.
Option pitch. South will kind of give that up. That'll take some time to regroup and everything.
They'll give up that play all day right now.
So,
clock.
They stop the clock long enough to move the chains,
Yep.
and then it
Yeah,
should
restart.
start. With the Rams, the way they call it, the plays from the sideline, they line up. There's no huddle, and so that helps them speed up a little bit.
Clock
here.
is ticking.
But it's still taking some time. So, folks, South Kitsap's last victory was November 2nd, 2016.
Wow.
Where they beat Jefferson 48-26. I think that was a crossover game.
That's almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So,
tonight's a
pass
big deal.
play, incomplete pass.
If they come through and do finish this Rogers team off, which it looks like they will, that's a big deal for the school, the community, this team, this new coaching staff, and this entire South Kitsap community. It's a big deal. And what a night. The Ed Fisher Field dedication night. What couldn't have happened on a better night.
And folks, if you haven't been to a game, like I said, you have the band, you have the cheerleaders, you have the student section, you have the dance team, and there's a little swing out to the right, and they're going to keep them in bounds. So people keep running.
If you come to the game, you don't have to listen to us, talking the whole time.
That might be the biggest. That might be
Selling
the
point.
biggest benefit of coming to the game.
It's a great evening to be out here and to support all these athletes, musicians, and kids who are just doing great things. We have kids who aren't doing wonderful things. Let's support the ones who are.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Phil, for saying that. These guys work hard. They've worked hard to make us proud. Coming around the edge pretty.
Third down, almost.
I would like now. This is another number I wish we'd been keeping track of. How many tip passes tonight? It's been probably 6, 7, or 8 tip
An
passes.
incomplete pass stops the clock. We got less than a minute and a half to go.
And it's fourth down.
Just like that.
So,
Wow,
I don't know
that-
about you guys. We keep looking at our phones. Our phones are
Yeah, they're buzzing.
lighting up and everything.
People are pretty excited all over about this game tonight, and then we have a right to be. The community members here at South Kitsap for a long time, raised our families here. We work here, have taught here. Brian, not sure if you guys know this, but Brian was a longtime principal at South Colby, 23 years, very well respected by his staff, and they still continue some of the traditions that he started at that school. So
it's a good thing his staff respected him.
and both these guys, I coached both their boys at Cedric many years ago, and they were just great kids, and it's fun to be part of the community, whether you're teaching, coaching, raising your family here, whatever it is. And so for the Wolves to come out here tonight and really to do what they've done and to make us all proud has been a huge positive statement for the entire Port Orchard community.
Thank you. Thanks for your nice comments, sir.
And the the motto of this year's team again is what, guys?
Oh, hold on! I got too excited. I forgot it. It's
Be the change.
Be the change. And I think we're
BTC.
seeing it right here, guys.
Fourth down.
Yeah, this-
Quarterback's back.
Oh, he's in trouble.
Back to pass, and it's incomplete. It's going to drop.
Once again, deflected.
Tip.
South gets that ball. Turnover on downs.
Probably the 10th tip of the night. Turnover on downs. It's victory formation time, I believe, gentlemen.
Folks, I haven't seen victory formation for South Kitsap in a long time, and we're looking forward to it.
Do you think we're going to have a rush the field?
Can we do it?
Not encouraged or recommended, but I'm not sure you could stop the. I'd kind of like to see the student section go out there and have a little
Wouldn't
fun.
that be wild? Who knows?
Be careful going over that fence, guys.
Yeah, that'd be the number one concern.
Not that they can hear us, but
That'd be the number one concern.
Student section is definitely rowdy.
Are they?
Fans are a lot of fans on their feet.
Are they going to run a play, or are they going to just victory formation here, guys?
How many timeouts does?
I think they have one.
I don't think there's nothing they can do at this point with the lead that South Kitsap has, a 17-point lead.
Yeah, no, we're getting victory formation here for South Kitsap.
If they call a timeout, they call a timeout. We punt on fourth down if we wanted.
We're going to open up the window up here just so that maybe you might pick up some of the crowd noise, but it's just a buzz down there.
And
wow.
Rogers is
first down
being
victory.
very classy.
Just staying off the line.
Staying off the line, not impacting.
What an amazing night here at Ed Fisher Field at South Kitsap High School for the Wolves.
Do you think we can rush the field? It's a
I'm
long
tempted.
first step down there.
I think by the time we get down there, lights would be off.
I rushed the court before.
The what?
I've rushed the court before, but not the field.
So that brings up second down. South Kitsap will take one more snap here with less than 40 seconds. And folks,
wow,
that's going to be the game.
Wow,
that's the last play. South Kitsap's going to come away with a win.
Breaking
31 to 14, breaking the 21-game losing streak, the longest streak in the state right now.
And here come the kids.
The kids are coming.
Some of the players are breaking down in emotion on the field right now. Some of the players and students are storming the field.
And there go the students.
And there they come.
It's gone.
It's a big deal. It's a huge deal. The student section is storming the field.
They're trying to let the football players go ahead and shake the hands of Rogers players, but
it's the right thing to do.
No
but these kids, I mean, these seniors haven't seen a win.
They haven't seen a win yet.
Now they have. Congratulations, South Kitsap Wolves.
So we salute you, South Kitsap Wolves. What a game tonight. Great job. 31 to 14 over the Rogers Rams here at Ed Fisher Field.
We want to thank you for joining us. We'd also like to thank the students of the video production program here at South Kitsap who made this television program possible. South Kitsap next week is at Curtis, and then on 9/27 they're here against Emerald Ridge. So please come and watch them. Again, the final score, South Kitsap 31 and the Rogers Rams 14. Congratulations, South Kitsap.
Thanks for listening tonight. Thanks for watching tonight, everybody.
Good evening from South Kitsap High School.